They're calling him the Strangler, the Master Manipulator. Ross Lyon has transformed Freo into a red-hot premiership contender. Last week, Lions' crack defence unit conceded just 29 points for an entire match. By contrast, Chris Scott's Cats conceded 53 points in the last quarter.
I would describe the move at the moment as restrained fury.
Tonight, the Cats will unleash all that restrained fury. Inside their stronghold, under the glare of their own spotlights, Geelong is a force to be reckoned with. The superpower of this era.
Geelong have found a way yet again.
But it was Freo who last September left the Cats in disarray. Lyon is a super strategist. Tonight is going to be a puzzle of intrigue, of tactics and scheming, of plots and counterplots. And it's all in a night's work for a Strangler. The Cats in their fortress against the Dockers. This is going to be a suspense-filled edition of Saturday Night Football.
A very good evening and welcome to Simmons Stadium here in Geelong. A big game tonight. Two quality sides playing each other. This team here, Fremantle Dockers, of course, in fourth position on the ladder. Been a long, long time since they won here. In fact, it was Ryan Crowley's debut many years ago when they last beat the mighty Geelong outfit here. Of course, Geelong as well have won an incredible amount of games here. 37 of their last 38 wins at this ground. Their skipper, Joel Selwood, leading them out. A really big night here, Richo, with two quality sides playing each other.
Yeah, they certainly are. And a lot up for grabs, outright second spot on the ladder tonight. It's a Fremantle team that I think is well suited to this ground. It's a long, skinny ground, pretty much like their home ground over in Perth, Patterson Stadium. A lot of quality players out of their team at the moment, though. We know that. They've got no Mundy, Barlow tonight. We know Sandilands and Pavlich out there, so it will be a huge challenge for them as we have a look at the
late change
long lineup, BT.
Just a late change for Fremantle as well. Spur out and Mitchie makes his debut.
As you see, Geelong have got so many players that can come through that midfield, and there's one of them there in Jimmy Bartel.
Yeah, been really good again, Bartel. He's rock solid and looking forward to tonight, especially seeing, you know, we've got this attacking side in Geelong against this ultra-defensive side in Ross Lyon to see which plan wins.
Well, Fremantle are the best defence in the competition, and they will try to hold up this Geelong team who love to play on, like to play free-flowing footy. If they can hold them up, they're a big chance, Fremantle.
All right, let's get down to Cameron Ling. He's down there with the coach.
Well, Scotty, after last week's result, I'm sure a few strong words are spoken during the week, but have you sensed that players are really keen to get out there and just make amends?
Yeah, as I have for every big game we've played in, Lingy. Now, last week was disappointing. We had a really strong review and asked ourselves a few hard questions, and you know, we've been waiting for the chance to come out and redeem ourselves.
Is there a team focus tonight to make sure that the team looks after whoever Ryan Crowley plays on and makes it an easier night for him? Because Crowley's been doing a good job for the Dockers.
No, he's a good player. He plays an important role. Look, it's implied, really. That's the way we play anyway. So, you know, we'd expect him to go to Selwood. Sel's played with a tagger holding on to him basically since he started, so he'll be used to it. But having said that, Crowley's probably the best in the business at the moment. So it's a big job for Joel and a big job for his teammates.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Scotty.
No worries, thank you.
The two Geelong boys there. By the way, mentioned Ryan Crowley. You see him named in this lineup here. Richo, who do you think he might go to?
Well, Chris Scott just mentioned, obviously, the captain of the Geelong team in Joel Selwood. That's who Lingy thinks he'll go to. Ross Lyon has absolutely no problems at all with the way Ryan Crowley played. He made that blatantly clear in our pre-game show, and he's just the best stopper in the business at the moment. It'll be a huge job for the whole of the Geelong team to help Joel Selwood out.
Huge game coming up on the other side of the break. Do not miss this one. Packed stadium here at Simmons. Two quality sides. It's Fremantle and Geelong. The bounce on the other side of the break.
This is Ash. Should we do this last week? This is Ash. Day job, play. All right, when you're ready, Ash. Luke, your call, mate. away. Long way. AFL or Geelong, we'll go again. Trick coin. AFL or Geelong.
Another one.
Got an AFL. Thanks,
Boy, we just can't quite get the coin toss right, but McFarlane has won the toss. Kick to the right of screen as Cameron Ling joins us in the box. By the way, Shane Stewart, Matthew Nichols and Simon Meredith, the umpires. Number 11 there. A new player into the Fremantle lineup. Tommy Sheridan out of Riddles Creek in Victoria, via Riddles Creek and, of course, the Calder Cannons Footy Factory. He is one of a twin. He is an elite runner, Lingy, has great skills and is a very, very smart player. His father, Brian, and, of course, mum, Jenny, are here tonight watching.
Looking forward to watching him play. And, of course, the sub as well for his first game, Viv Michi. Looking forward to him when he gets an opportunity out there on the ground. This will be a great game of footy, Richo. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Seeing how Geelong can get through this great Fremantle defence. Fremantle squeeze up so well. They just strangle you and don't let you move. Geelong want to keep moving the footy. It's going to be fascinating to watch how it pans out.
So congratulations to young Tommy Sheridan there. Another first game of playing tonight as well. Viv Michi, tell you a little bit about him in a moment. That man will be the focus of much attention here tonight. Ryan Crowley, who will he go to? We're about to find out. And have a look at this. The toss of the coin. Chris Scott shakes his head in disbelief, saying, how can they get it wrong so many times? They need to tell him that it's a Geelong and a Fremantle head or something.
I reckon Chris Scott might have his game face on tonight. After last week's result in that last quarter, he's going to be pretty fired up himself for this one. I'm going to keep an eye on Ryan Crowley tonight. We're going to have an ISO cam on him. We'll keep very, very close watch.
Get it underway here with a big one. Geelong third, Fremantle fourth. Consolidation of the top four for both of these sides with a win tonight. Selwood immediately out of the middle. Christensen on the end of it. Taylor Hunt with the overlap run there, confronted by Dawson, who's a long way from home already. Not sure whether someone's trying to drag him out of the action zone or not at the moment. Taylor Hunt unloaded towards the boundary line. There's Stokes and Mzungu. And now an opportunity for the umpire to ball this one up. Or will they ping Motlop here? They will ping him, and he does. Umpires, Shane Stewart there.
Yeah, well, we saw as soon as that centre bounce took place, we saw Crowley go straight to Selwood in general play. So, as we all thought, that is the obvious matchup.
Ibbotson down the line with a high ball. Off hands at the back was Taberner. Now Selwood tries to bore a hole through them, does it well. Main in amongst it, stripped him of the footy, got it to Daniel Pearce. Been really impressive for Fremantle this year. Now Geelong behind the footy. Enright under enormous Ballantyne pressure. Forced the handball to be a little loose, and Hunt had to concede to the boundary.
Really slippery out there too, BT. It's a cold night here in Geelong, and there's a lot of dew on the ground, so it'll be a bit fumbly. That probably plays into Fremantle's hands a bit with their defensive pressure. They'll be trying to turn the footy over from the Cats.
Hunt, quick little kick out of the pack, high ball. Hawkins reaches over the top. Ball still relatively dry, but it is very, very wet on the grass. Selwood, in familiar style, gets a free.
Let him run, play on!
The Cats will try and play on as quickly as possible. Freo are the best at denying you play on once you get a mark.
Boy, unloaded there was Stokes, and Stokes has got a shot, not quite within his range. Little kick out wide is good. And now an opportunity here with Christensen.
Well, two free kicks, two high free kicks allows Alan Christensen, what am I talking about, to go back and have a set shot.
This is the free to Selwood, you can see. Just a little bit of bend at the legs, but he's got that down to a fine art, and if you tackle high, you get the free. It's as simple as that. Strangely enough, Christensen doesn't go for goal. He tried to pop it to the top of the square, and Duffield was aware of it.
Strange option, that one from Alan Christensen. Almost a nothing kick. There was nobody working into that space, and it's a turnover. And that's what Fremantle sweat on, the turnover, so they can move the ball fast back through Geelong.
Here's Subin. Long handball over the top to Main. Wanted Subin again. Did really well here, Main. Took the bounce, driving kick inside 50. High ball in right there. Did well. Bartel now under pressure, will need to get rid of it. Did just in the nick of time. Walters spinning out of the pack. There's Sheridan with his first touch of the footy. And now Geelong extract Corey. Quick kick in the middle. McFarlane stretches, couldn't hold the mark. What does he do? There's no one in front of him here, Hawkins. He'll have to go the slider. He kicks it long along the ground. It bounces, and gets there. Great start, the Cats.
Smart by Tommy Hawkins there, just put the ball onto the wet ground, allowed it to slide through, and didn't he enjoy it too? Just the first goal of the game, gives a little bit of the finger going on there, Richo.
Lingy, he enjoyed it because Luke McFarlane doesn't make mistakes like that very often. No, it was a little present, really.
Very, very rare.
Zungu out of the middle. It's again entry. Harry Taylor superb in the air.
Clear out. Time back.
Taylor just a little chip over the top and nice ball. Finds Guthrie. Plays on immediately with a handball to Enright. Enright with a sloppy kick by his lofty standards, although Hawkins tries to get on the end of it. Ponziadley there as well, whacked it forward. Now an opportunity here for Caddy to run forward to the footy. Behind it, though, is the worry here at the moment. Putzavs is there. He was tackled to the ground by Johnson. Went and got it. Caddy was immediately hammered.
Thanks, guys.
Richo, every opportunity, Ryan Crowley, if Fremantle win the footy, is charging forward 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's trying to make Joel Selwood accountable.
Duffield. Little ball. High-intensity game. You can feel it already. Mackie. Goals are not going to come easy tonight for the Cats. Does the best attacking team beat the best defensive team? That's what we're trying to find out here tonight. How does it work? Pierce to Walters.
Well, they really push up the Fremantle team, and then they try and get you on the rebound back like this now. Crowley's pushing hard to the goal square again here, so Lingy just made us aware of that. He's really trying to make Selwood defend.
Tabata here just goes backwards to Pierce. Pierce wants to bring it across to the fat side of the ground. Finds Duffield and can go if he wants. He's got Dawson off to the right. Wants to go himself. Driving kick inside 50. Here they come. Fife at the back of the pack. Off hands, Geelong with some numbers. Stripped on this occasion by Subin. Fife went and got it. Hill there as well. Started tonight on the bench. Here's Crowley, the much talked about Ryan Crowley. Got the little handball out to Ibbotson. Opportunity for Johnson from 60 metres out into the square. Walters over the back.
Hold clear.
BT, you can see Geelong's intent. They've no doubt got a focus. They want to turn the tables on Fremantle with their tackling. You can see a tweet down the bottom there. Dan Menzel just enjoying himself in Croatia. That wouldn't be too bad, Richo, just kicking back, watching the team play in a nice little spot in Croatia.
Well, I know one thing. It's a lot warmer in Croatia than Geelong because it was pretty cold down there tonight.
Very cold here this evening. Duffield, Blitzarves in front. Corey with the quick release to Josh Hunt. Back looking for Kelly. Oh, Kelly got Duffield a little high. Luckily, he didn't really connect. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble.
Yeah, agree with you, BT. Probably got away with that one, I reckon, Kel.
He, at the last minute, I reckon he probably just pulled that a little bit, James Kelly. Got rubbed out earlier in the year for a
really lucky.
And
Duffield went lower than he expected as well, which helped him, I reckon. He would have been in big trouble. Here's Sheridan, really good user of the footy. Good looking footy to Main, got under it and got himself a free here.
I've already seen Fremantle. They're happy to switch the ball from one side of this ground to the other, Lingy, and try and shift the Geelong defenders.
So a really crowded forward 50 here for Main. Just going to pop it long and hope, and Blitzarves is there as well. Fife at the back of the pack did well to separate him in the end. Supin's in and under that. No ball up, umpire happy to let it go as Walters tried to extract it out the back. Stringer was with him, and now have a look at the amount of players within a handball of this footy. Look at that.
1 metre.
It's the way both teams are going to play tonight, BT. They're going to bottle up. It'll be a real contest all night.
Bartel, quick release out of there. Duffield, Dawson now gives it off to Clancy, Pierce, and right on the goalpost, Josh Hunt. Josh Hunt back in there permanently now, you think, Lingies?
Oh, I don't think permanent, not yet, BT. I reckon he'd want to put a few good games under his belt. He was probably pretty average last week by his standards. He wouldn't have been happy with that at all, especially the last play of the night. He'd want to make amends, and I reckon if he can put a few good games under his belt, then he's looking at being a certain starter come the end of the season.
So still in the side, playing somewhere near his best.
Somewhere near it, not last week, Brian.
Walters.
Definitely not.
Over the top to Pierce. Pierce around the corner, left foot snap, got a little bit too much hook on it.
Yeah, well, that's what Freo do. They made Geelong turn the ball over in their back 50 and should have made them pay there. Nate Fife was actually nearly on. I reckon Pierce could have nearly got it out to him.
When Geelong is like this, they're going to get themselves in trouble if they try and overuse the footy. This is probably the smart tactic. Kick it long to a contest and reset.
The back, an opportunity now here with Ibbotson, goes long and deep. Mackie going back, eyes for the footy, did well. Main was there off the ground. Hunt's got to be solid. Really well done to Guthrie. Now they got the quick release to Taylor Hunt. He wanted to go. Johnson rounded him up. Back on the inside. Here they go with the stringer handball back to Taylor Hunt. They keep it alive. Duncan now looking for the drawing handball inside to Motlop. Motlop back to Stringer. Stringer inside 50. Great Geelong play to Christensen. He plays on. 40 metres, top of the square. Hawkins has got to beat a couple. One of those, Ballantyne, did really well. And Hawkins said, get out of my way, little man.
Yeah, that was great by the Cats. Eventually they got through Lingy with that overlap run and handball, and they eventually got Christensen out. He's been unselfish twice now. He tried to pull it to the top of the square, and once again he kicked it to the tomahawk.
Enright claiming the mark. Gee, I thought it hit the deck. Umpire had a better view than we did. Just a little one wide, and now the big fella
Stay clear the back.
takes the grab. Dawson Simpson, top of the square again. Very disciplined footy. Zach Clark strong overhead.
Dawson Simpson, BT, he's had a wretched run with injuries. He can't take a trick. He's had 2 back operations in the last 2 years. He now wants to be able to play a few good, consistent games of footy. I think he's just keen, just probably happy to be out there and be involved at the moment. But he could make a big impact come the end of the year. He's that ruckman that they need. He's a big fella. He's 200+ centimetres.
So, Lingy, you reckon he's capable of being a #1 ruckman?
He's capable, but certainly haven't seen enough of it yet, Richo.
Yeah.
So Doc Larkins, you just heard Lingy about those back injuries. What's he actually had done?
Oh, he's had disc decompression operations, Brian. The first one, things didn't settle. That's why we wait for this free. And the second one, he had to have it redone. So he's done very well. They weren't necessarily expecting to get him back this year. It's good to see him there.
He made a penalty here for the play on.
Yeah, well, it was a free kick originally to Johnson. Selwood thought it was going to him. He played on, and it was a 50-metre result in the meantime.
So from centre half forward, Johnson was looking out one side and got it to the other. Ballantyne had it in the hands, couldn't quite hang on. Taylor with a sneaky little handball looking for Stringer. Here's Hill, went to get it, so did Hunt. Both of them missed it. Now Hunt to Taylor. Taylor handball to the man we were just speaking of. Wilson Simpson. Mackie just pushed as he kicked it. Still worked for Podsiadly. Back to Mackie. What does he do now? Confronted by a couple. Fife went and got it. Really good tackle on him. Intensity is right up there. Clancy Pearce couldn't make it work. Now handball to Taylor Hunt, who's looked dangerous out on that wing. Podsiadly, remember he's a left footer. He'll want to come back onto it now. He does. Ball over the top, looking for Motlop, too heavy. I wonder whether he should have straightened and gone for home.
BT, you mentioned Taylor Hunt. He's been very good starting. He's had the 6 possessions, one of the leading possession winners on the field. Usually plays a run-with role. He looks as though he's playing with a lot more freedom tonight and is just going to hunt the footy himself.
He's just playing out on the wing on the far side, Lingy, and getting plenty of footy.
Clark again. There's Pearce. Stringer's been in everything tonight as well, Jesse Stringer.
It's going to be hard to extract the footy out of there at the moment. Have a look at the numbers in Geelong's forward 50.
Just about everyone, every player, both sides, forward of centre half forward for Geelong. It's amazing the way that they can so quickly get from end to end as well on the counter-attack, and we may well see it here as De Boer went and got it.
BT, we just saw a stat come up on the screen as Joel Selwood's just nursing a bit of a cut on the nose there, but 33 handballs to Geelong to 13's Fremantle. That's probably what we expected to see tonight. Geelong use a lot of handball, a lot of run and carry. Fremantle will be wanting to shut that one down pretty quickly and not let the Cats get away.
Staple in the head, Doc, for Joel Selwood, or not bad enough?
Yeah, it doesn't look bad enough, Brian. They're trying to stop the bleeding without taking him out of sight. If they want to staple him, they'll have to take him down below.
Okay. High ball again. Simpson in front, was knocked away from him. Daniel Pearce gave it up. Quickly Christensen got it to one-on-one. Hawkins and Dawson. Bartel, really good at this. Bartel on target too.
There we see the quick kick out of the pack by Christensen, and Jimmy Bartel at the front of the pack, and he doesn't miss those. Straight through the middle. This is a good start by Geelong. Freo haven't been able to get the game on their terms at all. They like to control the play with kicks and marks. Geelong are trying to make it a fast game, and doing it well so far, Lingy.
Last week, I think it went to the last minute of the first quarter before they conceded a goal.
Yeah. Well, they're number one in the comp for marks, and as we see, that's Joel Selwood went off the ground with a little cut. Freo are number one for marks, for kicks in their comp at the moment, and they just haven't been able to control the play.
Oh, Dawson with a coat hanger there. He nearly decapitated Stokesy. Play on as the ball inside 50, and the mark taken by Hawkins.
Stokesy doesn't look real well there. That must have hurt a bit. We'll have a look at it again on replay. Dawson, the swinging arm and the coat hanger, that wouldn't tickle.
Well, he's got him on the jaw there.
Dawson may see a little bit of trouble there this year.
15 seconds gone. There's your mark.
Podsy just letting him know about it. Perhaps keep the arm down a bit.
Hawkins now. Opportunity for his second goal. 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. In he comes, and you can see the result.
It's probably been the only question mark on his career, isn't it? He's been a lot better over the last couple of years, but his goal kicking, he's kicked the big goals in when they've mattered against the Hawks, obviously that famous one, but he probably needs to nail goals like that when scoring's not going to be really heavy tonight, Richo.
Yeah, I understand how he feels at times, so Lingy. It's a lot harder than it looks kicking goals sometimes. There's that hit on Matty Stokes. He's come from the ground, and there's no doubt that he was a little bit shaken up by that, and definitely got him high there, Dawson.
Richo pumping himself up there, Ling. I think he's making the goals are hard to kick, and of course everyone knows he kicked 800.
They're very difficult to kick with the extra high goalposts too, BT. Don't forget that.
Here we come. The beautiful foot of Hill finds Ballantyne. Now, if he wants to go, he can to Taberner. Taberner withdraws and now comes towards the footy. That's the direction he heads in. The spoil was effective from Mackie without the knock of the arms by the looks.
Unsurprisingly, Richo. A bit of booing there for Hayden Ballantyne.
Yeah, Hayden Ballantyne being booed now. We saw Joe Watson.
It's different booing though, isn't it?
It is different in the context of what was happening the other night, but I don't really like players being booed overall, to be honest.
Oh, well, that's coming from the people's person, Richo, of course. There's Taylor in the back half. Bit of booing, bit of good spirited booing is okay here and there, Lingy.
Yeah, for a player that you love to hate, and you know, there's been a little bit of history between Hayden Ballantyne and Geelong recently. I don't mind that. That's very different to the other booing that was on Thursday night.
It's a totally different scenario, and people will say that we're being contradicting ourselves, but it is totally different.
I reckon Hayden Ballantyne loves it too. Yeah, Deep down, he'd love a boo.
Yeah, he thrives on it. He's the sort of guy that looks like he might like the odd little brawl. Kick inside 50, De Boer. Off hands. Taylor will need to be quicker than that. Did he make contact with the umpire? Said yes. Gets a second go. Now here's a one-on-one again with Dawson and Hawkins. Hawkins just manhandled him there. Thought about the handball, didn't quite get all of it. Now Hill comes in. Great tackle by Hawkins. Advantage paid. Kelly's got no one to go to. He has to wait for Taylor Hunt, who now works back. Duffield there, great shepherd. Allowed McFarlane time.
You can just see Geelong just want to play on at all costs. They don't want Freo's defence to be set.
Gee, that's a good mark by Fife. I thought unlucky not to be paid there. Tell you what, the umpires are letting it go again here tonight, which is fantastic stuff. We love it. Kelly got one high from Clancy Pearce. Players coming through the interchange bench there had to be very careful not to infringe in the 5-metre protected zone. In fact, they couldn't have got on the ground there, young Sheridan, without going in the 5-metre zone. So I'm not sure what would happen there.
Common sense from the umpire prevailed. Matty Stokes back out on the ground, so he's okay after that high head clash before.
Bit happening off the ball with Selwood there. Quick little give from De Boer. Main was bundled off the front position by Guthrie. Did well. Stretch for a Taberner. And he goes, ball eventually slips out the back door, and just a real ferocity and intensity about this game already.
Holding the ball paid there. It's one of those ones that just is so difficult. Jimmy Bartel, not sure what else he could have done there, but they pay it. As soon as you drag it in and don't get rid of it, they pay it straight away.
Crozier here. The ball, Main elevates. Just look at the way they've got their structure together, Fremantle. I know they're a couple down at the moment, Lingy, but they look like a top side now, don't they?
Oh, without question, BT. Agree with you completely.
Just
They
all
are
the little
quality
discipline
team.
things, yeah. Harry Taylor making it really hard for the Cats. They're so well structured and drilled.
And that's why they're able to cover the loss of so many big-name players, because they're so well drilled at what they do.
Yeah.
Boys, just quickly, we've been getting a few questions on Twitter about the socks that Geelong are wearing with the orange tops on it. It's the Just Think campaign, which is related to the Step Back and Think campaign, but it was started by Tom Harley, Dave Radzinski and James Kelly. It's obviously thinking about, before you do anything, stop and think when it comes to street violence.
In other words, don't go and belt anyone.
Exactly right, BT. Spot on, spot on.
See, Crowley drew a free kick there. So they're trying to look after Selwood, but on that occasion just gave the free kick away to Ryan Crowley. Now he's being booed. It's an epidemic.
There could be a couple of them tonight. BT, were you ever booed?
Oh, probably. It's booed tonight by the Geelong people. It wasn't all that comfortable.
I reckon
Richo
was joining in that booing too, just egging them on a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's just a much-loved person, Richo. That's the way he loves it.
They didn't even remember Brian over in Pinjarra the other night in Perth. He's been forgotten over there, Brian.
Oh, boy. The Richo man. There's Shubin. Around the corner hill. Pierce now. To penetrate, eventually got something around the corner. Now Ballantyne's got some work to do. Desperation there. Mackie kept his feet, Ballantyne to the ground. Now Main closes, Ballantyne again. Putting some enormous pressure on. Really got him a bit jittery there.
They
Good
just
effort,
can't,
one out it was.
they can't penetrate that Geelong half-back line at the moment. Harry Taylor's been able to get back Lingy and do what he does.
Yeah, just patrolling across there. They're really well set up. Fremantle they're trying, they're opening them up a little bit, but positioned perfectly at the moment.
He's had the 8 disposals, Harry Taylor, so they're going to have to try and make him a bit more accountable, Fremantle.
Well, you look at,
Doc on Zach Clark.
Yeah, Zach, he's just been getting some work on the left hammy. He's just in the interchange gates trying to get back on, Brian. A little tight tonight. Not a night to have a hammy if it's so cold.
No, certainly not. Looks like he's preparing himself to give it a go. Sorry, Lee.
No, you're right, mate. I was just going to say that Harry Taylor's had the 8 touches, Josh Hunt the 6 touches, Corey Enright the 5. They're the ones who are patrolling across there. Freo have got to engage those players, otherwise they'll just do it all night.
Well, that Zach Clark just came on the ground. At least Harry Taylor came to him on that occasion and gave them a target down the line.
Paul Chapman inside the Geelong coaching box there.
And Stevie J headed in there because he thought it was a bit chilly outside.
Stokes inside 50. Johnson gets back. Saves the day. Little kick sideways. Here they go again. Can they reload? An opportunity here for Crowley. Crowley goes up the middle with a great kick to Ballantyne. Nice pair of hands over the top. Wants to immediately go. Found Sheridan. Good long kick by Sheridan. A long ball at the back. Walters. Gee, Harry Taylor just got a hand there. Really good. Lonergan backs up as well to Mackie.
They missed an opportunity there. Chris Main was out in the forward pocket. Went one-on-one to Walters and Taylor at the top of the square. Probably the wrong choice.
Mark Simpson.
That's going to get Geelong people excited. If they can see more of Dawson Simpson taking grabs around the ground, very exciting.
Bigman they got on fire at the moment, Geelong. The free kick here to Geelong. It's going to go to Hawkins for a hold off the footy, and Dawson tops 50 for a little bit of verbal jousting with the umpy.
Yeah, well, he wasn't happy. He was suggesting Tommy Hawkins put a little bit extra on that. Zach Dawson obviously must have sworn at the umpire, and that's 50 every day of the week, but it's hard to control your emotions sometimes.
You'd reckon he'd kick this one, and he does. Geelong have got 3 in a row.
Well, there's the free kick there. There probably wasn't a lot in it to Zach Dawson's defence, but he didn't need to go on with it, and abuse every single time is always going to be a 50-metre. Just made a certainty of the goal.
I think if you do it in a demonstrative manner, if he sort of not put the arms back, he may well have got away with it, providing it wasn't bad language. But anyway, 3 in a row here for the Cats. They lead it by 18 points now.
No swear words, BT.
No swear words. You're not allowed to swear these days, Richo.
They're big grown-up adults.
Yeah, not allowed to swear, Richo. That's the. Well, you can, but you're not allowed to do it towards the umpire.
Yeah, fair enough.
I know you never really got that when.
Are you allowed to swear at the opposition?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Keep it reasonable. Is Motlop from half-back, out wide to blitz halves. Really good hands. Halves just on the wing. Thought about the middle, went off the mark. The umpire said, you've got to go. It's a good result to Mackie. Mackie to Taylor. Taylor on the left, gets it inside 50. And great body work by Selwood on Crowley. And Podsiadly, Stokes, all going up to Crowley and just letting him know. And Selwood goes, no, I'm kicking a footy.
Really good by Joel Selwood there. I know he wants to have the shot at goal, BT, but just they can go to Crowley, but they've got to stay disciplined with it. They can't give away anything stupid.
Selwood directly in front. This for a 24-point Geelong lead. Kick a little right, it stayed right. Needed to be inside left goalpost from there.
Once again, it was Harry Taylor drifting up and being able to get that handball receive and put the ball inside 50. He's now had 10 disposals.
How about the little words between those two just then? You could almost read what they were saying, Lingy.
I reckon there's going to be fun all night there.
Interception here by Stokes. Couldn't quite bring it around enough. It's intriguing.
And BT, we have got the ISO cam on Joel Selwood and Ryan Crowley all night, so I reckon there'll be some brilliant footage of those two just going at it. Joel Selwood's already got the cut on the eye. That's not from Ryan Crowley, but it'll be a great contest.
I want to get a comment off you guys in a moment about what Ross Lyon does now. How does he counter what's going on here? Because they're methodically finding a way through at the moment. Geelong, what do you think Ross can do?
I think Ross will be just pushing. They've got to do what they do, what they've done all year, better. They're just a bit off at the moment.
They're just getting absolutely smashed in the contested footy, something Freo is so good at. Geelong are plus 20 in this first quarter. That's a hiding, and that's un-Fremantle. Like, they're just winning the ball first, and then they're getting overlap like this.
Guthrie, quarter-time siren sounds. A really good one for Geelong. Very impressive indeed. And there's a little bit of niggle and a little bit of complaining, and here we go again. Look at this. Selwood saying to the umpire, what about this? What about that? Crowley having a bit of a joke about it and a bit of a laugh, and he can't believe it. He's saying, what is going on here? Stay with us. It's going to be on the other side of the break. They're starting to get a little bit irritable here. Geelong by 20.
Here we are. Welcome back to Simmons Stadium. Of course, the Carlton draft pick, first goal, Lingy. And here it is. Tommy Hawkins comes in and drills it. And who picked that?
You picked that one.
Thanks,
brilliantly,
mate.
Richo. Great work. Now, don't forget to take your triple shot in this second quarter.
Geelong by 20 points, 3-4-22. Fremantle just the two behinds, no goals in that quarter. Tom Hawkins already has two. Harry Taylor and Mackie doing a really good job across half-back here as well. Now, this bump here, I tell you, James Kelly was incredibly lucky that Duffield went low at the last minute and he missed contact with the head.
He would have been in a lot of trouble if that had got the head. This one's Zach Dawson on Matty Stokes. It's a swinging arm, Richo.
Yeah.
He copped him in the jaw and maybe got something to look at.
It's one of those ones where you come in with a slinging arm for a tackle. He has copped him high. Look, I'd be surprised if anything came of it, but we'll wait and see.
I noticed at quarter time with Joel Selwood, obviously with Ryan Crowley playing on him, I'll get to what happened at quarter time. Ryan Crowley's done a really good job on him, won the footy. Joel Selwood's had the shot at goal. There's been a lot going on. It's been fascinating to watch, but Crowley has been absolutely terrific. He's hunting the footy. He's not just trying to stop Joel Selwood.
He's pushing forward, Lingy, isn't he?
Every opportunity he gets, he just charges forward. And a few of the Geelong players, of course, BT, are getting in his face.
This is an ISO camera that we've got following that duel all night, so stay with us, plenty more of that.
And Joel Selwood went into the rooms down the race. Chris Scott followed him down into the rooms and had a chat to him for about 30 seconds and then headed back out in the ground to address the team. So probably just telling the captain, mate, settle down, stay disciplined. Even if Ryan Crowley's getting under your skin a little bit, you've got to stay strong and just concentrate on winning the footy.
Two stars looking on there in the coach's box as we start the second quarter. Geelong by 20, kicking to the right of screen in this second quarter. Giadley playing high, Hawkins deep, Scrap for the footy here. Let's get down to Doc Larkins on Joel Selwood, Doc.
Yeah, he had some skin glue put on his skin just to try and stop any blood from coming on. Just a bit of extra precaution to seal it. And Clancy Pearce is struggling, Brian. I'll just keep an eye on him.
Okay, Kelly. The stoppage didn't get all of it. Clancy Pearce. Farmer's kick was partially smothered. Now, they've got some numbers out here, 2-on-1. Guthrie's the defender. Main kept it rolling for Duffield intelligently, and Duffield's kick was lacking a little composure, but it was under pressure.
Yeah, he's was the loose man back at the start of this quarter, Duffield. He does that really well. Andrew Mackie doing it at the other end. He's been doing that for years, but I reckon Ross Lyon at quarter time would have been ropeable about that contested ball. They need to start winning it at the coalface, and then they can control the play by foot how they like to, Fremantle.
Great shot of the half transfer there and the immediate spread of players as a result of that.
Thanks, James.
Now you can see players just not sure whether to go right or left here, Lingy, are they? Because they're not sure themselves.
No, but Geelong have slowed them down really well. They'll be disappointed they let that kick go, but that's what Freo do really well. Control the footy. Like Richo's talking about, they like to keep possession through kick and mark. Geelong hasn't allowed them to do it so far.
Just connected with the footy from the Christensen tackle. Luckily not to be penalised initially, but he's got the free anyway here, Christensen.
You see how even after he gets that free kick, he just wants to get a handball off straight away to move it quick.
Goes inside 50, misses Hawkins. A quick handball by Johnson. Fremantle under some pressure here once again. Tackled off the footy by Simpson.
Gee, their pressure's good, Freo. Their tackling is red hot, but Geelong are just managing to break it at times, and it's hurting Freo.
Clark, good tap. Selwood really good. Hill was hanging off the back of him, but Selwood still had enough momentum. Christensen in and then out. Little one out wide here and Caddy. Pearce threaded the needle with the handball to Walters. Walters a high ball. Can they get out of this lock at the moment here, Fremantle? Main's going to come back by the look. Mackie, really well done. Guthrie with the Gary Ablett style. Don't argue that it didn't come off. Now Hill, he's got a penetrating foot on him. Had to give it up to Pearce though. Pearce not sure what to do. Somehow got out of trouble. Really good overlap running here. Fife on the end of it. Kicks wide. Yeah. Valentine and Taylor.
And this is the problem. They cannot get it past this point. They haven't taken a mark inside 50 yet, Fremantle. Geelong have taken 4.
Motlop now. Finds Guthrie with a longish handball. Guthrie wanted a bit of support, kick along the ground. Has been backed up by Selwood. Great handball release to Enright. Shrugs the tackle, Enright. Under pressure, kicks the high footy. Great grab. Is the umpire going to pay that? Wonder why he didn't to Caddy. Certainly travelled the distance, I thought.
No doubt it travelled the distance. Josh Caddy, the man is. Oh, no, there was a few hands on that one, BT. Don't mind that decision.
Oh, man. Duncan now gets a really good purchase on this. Hawkins can run at the footy. He got enough back to be able to come forward at the footy at the last moment. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Kelly, bit of an underground ball to Hawkins. A nice disciplined centering of the footy. Gives them all a chance. Lonergan, an unlikely goaler. Misses.
Gee, good kick by Tommy Hawkins to get it back to where he did from deep in that pocket and just kept the Freo defence under enormous pressure.
Fremantle now, they want to be able to get this ball outside the Geelong half of the ground. Geelong have just been locking it in beautifully. This is better now.
Crowley, the target here, beautifully nudged his man under the footy, allowed Walters to run. That was really well done by Ryan Crowley. Looking for support, Walters. Crowley has done an exceptional job here. A good centering kick, Josh Hunt. Used that bulky bottom of his.
Yeah, there's an intercept mark again. Hunt and Taylor.
And as you said, Richo, just looking to play on straight away.
Enright, kick not good. Johnson should have held the mark. And now allows Pearce to go through and get it. Subin to Duffield. Duffield again just hurried with the kick and he's hurt himself as well, Duffield. But that's the least of his concern because the ball's now going forward at real pace. And Caddy takes the mark on 50.
Right on it, Clancy.
Not sure the distance wants to go on. Looking for the skid off the wet turf here.
That's not a bad idea, though, is it? Because it's going to go straight tonight. It mightn't show on your screens at home, but it's really damp underfoot out there.
Absolutely. You wore just socks out there, Richo. They would get very wet, wouldn't they?
They certainly would.
Not Not a great analogy, Linky, I know. I'm just trying to think of how to describe the wetness.
I'm not sure why they're going to wear just socks out there, to be honest, Brian.
Neither am I, but it's wet.
Well, it's right, though. They would get wet.
Now, he wants 50. Harry Taylor trying to umpire and play.
Move it on.
He's just dominating this game, Harry Taylor.
High ball. Stringer at the back. Obviously knocked down by Pearce at the front. Duncan. Handball to Dawson Simpson. Clancy Pearce and Nate Fife combining here. Fife goes wide with the kick under pressure again. Is it kept alive? It is. The umpire hadn't blown his whistle. Josh Hunt just stepped out with it.
Attacking the ball, mate.
So Selwood asking the question again there and said, the umpire said to him, he's attacking the ball, mate.
Yeah, Joel Selwood just starting to show a little bit of that frustration. Chris Scott had the chat to him at quarter time, wants him to keep his head, or needs him to keep his head.
Controlled kick there from Duncan was really impressive, deliberately along the ground. Now Enright goes long and high. Podsiadly caught behind McFarlane. Front and centre on this occasion was Ibbotson. Pearce on his favoured left side. A beautiful bit of foot candy, but he got a trip in the end, and he's hurt himself here, Pearce.
Yeah, Joel Corey is putting his hand up to the umpire. He realises what happened.
Look at this one.
Oh. Yeah, that's, unfortunately for Joel, it's probably not good. It's just a reflex action at times, but...
It is. He wouldn't have meant anything.
Yeah, he didn't mean anything.
Threw the leg out there. You can't do that. And as soon as you make contact to the lower leg there, they're certainly going to take a look at that one, Richo. You see here, Joel Corey's beaten by Pearce and just throws that left leg out and, yeah, makes contact to the knee.
McFarlane. Clark, really good grab, the big man. Playing some good footy in the absence of Sandilands. Still no word on when he'll be back. High ball to the wing. Dawson. It wasn't Dawson, it was Taberner. Now Christensen through some traffic, threaded the handball. Geelong got the release again. Although that one went to ground, Kelly tidies things up. Searching backwards, dangerous. Here comes Ballantyne. Podsiadly went up. Ballantyne wrapped him in the tackle, dispossessing. Johnson with an no-looker. It comes on to Main. Good play. An opportunity for Sheridan. First goal of his career, and he's got it. Got the first for the Fremantle Dockers, and his first goal.
Well, this is Fremantle at their best. They created the turnover through pressure, and young Tommy Sheridan kicking his first goal in AFL football. What a moment for him, and didn't he absolutely love it? Only the 2 entries for Freo so far this quarter, but they've made the most of it there.
Beautiful bit of class shown by Sheridan there. Now Fife out of the middle, high ball. Gee, big leap from Walters at the back. Didn't get near it in the end, but I tell you what, Fremantle pressing again in and under. An opportunity here for them to extract and immediately be within range as Subin ties it up.
I'd love an opportunity here, the Dockers, just to control play in their forward half for a couple of minutes. What do you got for us, Doc?
Yeah, Duffield had trouble in the warm-up with the calf. He's off the ground again, getting work on the sidelines again, Duffield, so might not be too good.
All over that tonight. Here's Ballantyne again, trying to edge Enright under the ball, but he just stood his ground there, Enright. It was well done. He couldn't be moved. There is Duffield.
This is the first opportunity this quarter for Freo to set up their press, Lingy, behind the footy. How's the structure look?
Yeah, you can see their squeeze. They set it up so well, and they want to bring that frontal pressure. As soon as Geelong win it, here they come.
Ballantyne. Bartel attacked by Main, ball pinned.
Look at the numbers around that, tackling Jimmy Bartel there. They just swarm them. They want to create the turnover, and that's how all their attack comes, by creating turnovers and trying to counter-attack. And they want this to happen as well. They want those quick kicks, just indiscriminate kicks, and so they can keep turning the ball over, keep pumping it back in there. They back themselves to score that way.
It's going to take a big contested mark here, though. There's just no space there at all.
Zungu stands in the way, and he finds exactly what Richo said there wasn't, space.
Well, I just created that for them, a nice uncontested mark. There didn't seem to be any room there. Mzungu just floated in, didn't he?
No, I agree with you completely, Richo. There was no space. There should never have been an uncontested mark there, but perfect.
Was it deliberate, or we'll have another look at it?
This one to get it back to 10 points. Mzungu here directly in front, about 25 metres out. A big goal in the context of this game. In he comes, a low-scoring affair. Fremantle have got both goals early in this second quarter.
Well, see that kick from Stephen Hill to the right of your screen there. Masungu just floated in. I've got no doubt that was probably a bit of a set piece that they've practiced at training. They did open up a little hole to the right of the screen, and Masungu just floated in. So beautiful kick, Stephen Hill.
Clark to bore in there. So all goals in this game so far have been kicked to the left of screen. Wasn't any breeze when I was down there, but here's an opportunity for Stokes. Doc Clark, there's no breeze here tonight, is there?
Are you right on the Clancy?
As Stokes lines up.
Well, I can assure you, BT, I was down on the ground before the game. It is a very, very still night, a very cold night. That's why it's so dewy and slippery on the surface, but no wind whatsoever.
So Stokes directly in front. From just beyond 50 metres out to the new stand end of the ground. Hasn't quite got the carry. Off hands. Podsiadly reckons he's got it. His mates reckon he's got it. And he has got it.
Well, here it is, Matty Stokes, the long kick in. James Podsiadly, just very clever, made something out of absolutely nothing. Just got the boot to ball, and valuable goal, that one.
Yeah, they'd be flat. They didn't get that through the Freo defence. From a metre out, you have to be able to force that through for a behind.
That's the one, Richo, where you just need a defender to just kill the ball. The big spoil, straight through, no questions asked. Don't even risk the chance of it being a goal.
And are the ruckman instructed to get back there as well, Lingy, on the set shots every time?
Absolutely. If Das was here tonight, he'd be harping on that. Get the big fellas back there and smash it through.
Stokes. Fife. Immediately forward off hands, Tabiner. Now Hunt tries to corral it. Oh, he got Walters high and gives him a little bit to go on with.
Josh, 50 metres for abuse.
And there you go, you heard it, 50 metres against Josh Hunt for abuse. Swearing at the umpire, and this will bring him within about 20 metres.
Well, did he swear at the umpire, or did he? Oh, he did. Said directly at me.
Yep.
Well, they set the precedent in the first quarter. Nothing wrong with that. You cannot swear at the umpires. Players know that now.
Josh Hunt trying to say that he was perhaps swearing at another player.
Yeah, didn't work.
We all tried that at some stage, I guess. But I reckon he's gone a bit short on the 50 too, so Walters perhaps could have been 5 or 10 metres closer.
It's normally a good set shot, Michael Walters.
Needs to be just inside this left post. Kick on the way, and did it nicely. And another one here for Freo.
Yeah, we see it again. She would like to see it from another angle. Josh Hunt was really disappointed. He thinks that he may have wrapped the tackle up, but the umpire called for the free kick, and as we know...
You're not saying he didn't get him on the shoulder.
From that angle, it wasn't categoric.
He had one hand on his AC joint.
No, he wrapped up his hand, I thought.
Richo.
I get most things wrong, though, so we'll just won't worry about it.
Exactly. There's an opportunity for Crozier. Little one to Ballantyne. Thought about giving it back. Did in the end, but Hill was getting some attention. Was Ballantyne and Selwood. And was that a little bit of a slap then? Ballantyne plays on to Hill. Lively stuff. Here they come. Good ball. Walters should have marked that. Christensen stepping through traffic to Josh Hunt, and now Mackie. Mackie long ball without great direction. Ibbotson marks.
Fremantle are back now. Their style of play is certainly kicked in. They're forcing those quick nothing kicks by Geelong. They're turning the ball over. Their pressure's great. Their attack on the footy's great. This is the Fremantle that we've seen for the last 6 or 7 weeks.
They've owned this quarter here, Fremantle Dockers.
Well, they've sorted out the contested ball. They're in front this quarter.
Final contact.
So they're starting to win the footy where it matters, and that's why they've been able to get it going their way a lot more often.
Richo, do you think that Geelong haven't really adapted to that either, and they're overusing the footy still while Fremantle are bringing that great pressure?
Yeah, I think that's the way Geelong play. I've got to think they've got to keep trying to move it quickly, Lingy. That's what they do so well.
Kelly to Enright at full speed. Had to pull it up and just edge the kick forward to Motlop, and he did it really well.
And right on cue there for Richo's point. Geelong took the game on, kept using their style of play, and got the kick to Stevie Motlop.
It's such a hard brand of footy that Fremantle play, and concentration for the players is enormous, isn't it? To bring that pressure that they bring for 100 minutes, I think Geelong just got to keep doing what they do well.
Motlop within range here. Angle not too difficult either. And he really does a good job of it. And they're back out here by 16, Geelong.
Stevie Motlop kicking his first goal of the night. Just a little reaction by Motti. Usually gives us a bit more of a celebration than that. I reckon his teammates might have said, Motti, no more of the finger twirling or anything like that.
So he would have been instructed, would he? Not to.
I reckon they might have, Richo. They like to keep it nice and simple down here.
Kelly was hard at the footy then, won the free as well, got it off to Hunt. He's got a lethal left foot, this one wide, through the hands there, soccer off the ground by Harry Taylor, and they're into attack, blitz halves. Couldn't control the ground level ball, the big man. Johnson with a handball. Main tidied it up, went outside to Sheridan. Sheridan around the corner to his mate Crozier. And Crozier clubbed with the Josh Hunt tackle, who now brutalises it and gets away with the footy. Boy, Dawson Simpson had it spent before he earned it. Now Clark with a high ball, but no one home here for Freo. James Kelly will tidy it up.
He's had a great quarter, Kelly.
Under a little bit of pressure then. Main, was that an accidental clash of heads there? He went down like it was. See if he gets up, he looks okay. Just see there, it was just marginal, might have just skimmed him. It was tight. Subin to Pearce. Pearce was just winding up. Duffield over the top. Brings the ball to the ground. Johnson spun out. Got the little handball out. An opportunity for Walters. Back to De Boer. His kick was smothered. De Boer a second go. Subin through traffic. Pearce wants his left foot. Somehow tricked the ball. Then went long with a high ball. Taylor's there. And a free kick going to Geelong's Lonergan, I think.
Yeah, he got him high around the net.
Hasn't Daniel Pearce got some tricks? He's a very, very skillful player.
Kick back in. Hill was there. He is indeed, Lingy. He made that look easy.
Yeah, and what he's done is added that bit of class, that bit of speed and ball use to this Fremantle team. They play the strong defensive pressure type of game that Ross Lyon loves so much, but you still need a few weapons in the team that you can get the footy to, who can break the line, penetrate and kick, and that's what Daniel Pearce brings to this Freo team.
Intriguing contest, just 16-point margin. Two top sides going at it, both absolutely committed. Selwood on the outside, pursued by Crowley. Kick not great, it was under pressure. Really good mark from McFarlane.
Gee, he's a good player, isn't he, Richard? Yeah. McFarlane, terrific defender.
Just watching behind the play, you see every time either Crowley or Selwood touch it, the other guy has something to say to him. It's fascinating stuff, and we're going to see plenty of it as well, because we've got the ISO camera on them tonight. We'll see it during the breaks.
And there's not too much in today's footy where you get a genuine one-on-one matchup all night, and we know we're going to get that all night. It'll be great to watch some of that footage.
With a bullet to Ballantyne. He sees out the corner of his eye a free man in Walters. This is really good kicking. The Walters kick to finish it off to Main, not quite there. And now Geelong on the counter. Can they hurt him? Motlop. Little kick back inside, finds Stringer. Fast release handball was really impressive. Christensen with a bit of a no-look at a Motlop. He got around McFarlane easy. Boy, they've opened them up here. Handball blitz half. Got it on to Caddy. Left foot high ball. Hawkins in front of Dawson. Dawson comes back and wins the day.
Huge one-on-one win there for Dawson.
Advantage.
Advantage paid quickly down to Doc Larkins. Doc. Johnson in trouble down there.
Yeah, that was a huge win for Dawson against Hawkins then, but that's the one area of the game where Geelong have got a real advantage. They've taken 7 marks inside 50 to 1. Down the other end, Walters had Main and Fife out, and he missed the target. They just got to tidy up going inside 50.
Duffield at half-back. Fife. Kick was a little too much in the air. Crozier did well to hold his body position with Bartel, and now gets it back over the top, so they're out again here. Look at this, Clancy Pearce. He's got Walters on his outside, gives it to him. Walters from 30, closing. Great running footy from the Fremantle Dockers. Brilliant play. 22 minutes into the second quarter, and Fremantle have made their sub-dock.
Yeah, Duffield calf. It was in the warm-up, Brian. He was no good. He's been off-treated a couple of times. Hasn't been able to move well. They just subbed him, and Michael Johnson also in a lot of trouble with a calf on the side.
So this means that Viv Mitchie, the first gamer, comes onto the ground. Have a look for him, number 20. 2010 draft pick, number 44. into the action early here, and there's the other first gamer in Sheridan applying that tackle on Christensen. And a fend off, it'll be a Sheridan free. So 2 first gamers in this team now for the Fremantle Dockers to carry most of the game forward from here.
Yeah, Ross Lyon talked about his first gamer in the pre-game show and said he's an inside midfielder, and I think they're the types of players Ross Lyon likes. They can win their own footy.
Stress fractures in his right foot in 2001, the navicular bone, and he's been able to come back from that. Played 2 matches in the 2011 pre-season, Mitchie. And here he is getting an early run tonight with Duffield being ruled out, as Doc Larkins has just said. He's got the red vest on, Duffield.
Good name, Viv, too.
Oh, it's nice.
Like it. Viv Mitchie.
Viv Mitchie. It's got something, Richo.
Yeah, it's got cult figure written all over it.
Fitzroy Juniors through the Oakley under-18s in the TAC Cup, so he's a Victorian boy. High above the head there of Hanneth. Seen a lot of him tonight for Fremantle. Now Hill. Hill is one that can open you up by foot, but this is a risky one to Crowley. And Crowley didn't let him down. Now Pearce got a lethal left boot. Ballantyne comes short, now doubles back. He's going to have to go long, and he does. It's Fife the target in between a couple. Off hands, over the top of it. Simpson flicked it out to Mackie. Mackie tidies up immaculately to blitz halves.
Daniel Pearce starting to get off the chain for Freo. He's had the 10 touches this quarter, just getting too much space. Terrific grab by Ryan Crowley before 2 to release Daniel Pearce.
So this one really starting to hotten up here. It's been a 4-goal-to-2 quarter in favour of Fremantle. Smothered by Dawson. He can recover here. Gets it McFarlane. He too had a fumble. Duncan with the handball. Stokes took too long. And he was run down by Viv. Here he is. The first gamer. Viv Mitchie.
He's a solidly built boy too. No wonder he's an inside midfielder. He looks like
Viv.
he loved the hard stuff. Viv.
Very nicely done by Viv.
Following the footsteps of the great Viv Richards.
Yeah,
that's an absolute legend.
Johnson not looking good either down there. We'll get down to you and a Doc in a moment, because he's been on and off all night and looked a little bit shaky as well. McFarlane caught one high from Selwood. Should have got a free. Nothing on here at the moment. Let's get down to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Michael Johnson trying to have a bit of fitness test. You can see him on screen there, Brian. Just below the outside of the left knee. They've strapped the knee in the side, but he's not moving well.
Gee, the injuries just keep coming at Fremantle. They keep competing, though. It's just an amazing performance from them.
Opportunity here for Motlop. Little one out the back. There's Bartel's first possession of the quarter, coming 26 minutes into this second quarter. Hill clever to keep the ball in front. Mzungu did well. McFarlane stretching for the pace. Picked up by Guthrie. And a flying shot around the corner, and that is a win for Geelong, because that'll be a ball up. And have a look at this. Off the footy, guess who? Guess who? Crowley and Selwood, and Subin involved as well. Boundary throw in. Big chance here for the Cats. Here's Hill. He's been getting plenty of it, as Lingy mentioned earlier. In right to Taylor Hunt. Hunt on the ground. Did Corey, I think it was. Now Fremantle with some real good numbers here. Quick kick out of the pack. Taylor the half volley. Fascinating game.
BT with Fremantle's great defensive pressure and the winning the contested ball now. Both Daniel Pearce and Stephen Hill are the 2 blokes starting to get the footy on the outside. They're the ones that Ross Lyon wants kicking the ball, wants carrying the ball, because they're both such quality players. Geelong have got to watch those 2.
Oh, looking forward to seeing some of that ISO vision as well. The break. We've got 40-odd seconds, 35 seconds remaining here in the half. Geelong are in attack. Hawkins was able to get out of the tackle. Gives it off here. An opportunity now for Caddy. Got it out to Bartel. First kick of the quarter. Bartel across the face. Second possession. First kick for Jimmy of this quarter.
Gee, that would have been handy right on half-time. Need to maintain possession here. It's an important kick in for the Dockers. You can see that almost a little bit of a huddle forming on the 25-metre mark, but he's gone long.
And he does, looking for Clark. Over the head of Clark it goes. Off hands, goes back and get it. Put his head over the ball and went a nice one to Boer. He was tackled by Corey, and ball spills out of bounds. So you would think the only ones that can add score to the board in this quarter would be Geelong. They'll need something quickly out the back door here. Fremantle have done well to close it from 20 at quarter time to 11 at the major break. Here goes Stokes. Siren's going to sound, and it does. What a cracking game of football. There are individual one-on-one contests everywhere. Those two, they just have a bit of a smile, and Selwood gives him a little bit of a whack to the guts. And he says, another half of footy to come. Crowley and Selwood, look at them. This has been going on the entire game. Questions of the umpire. Now, this is unbelievable. Both players have come in. Umpires there. Now, the teams are arriving. And I tell you what, Joel Selwood, how long, Richo, before he snaps?
Well, he only had 2 disposals that quarter. Crowley's wearing him like a glove. He's getting frustrated, BT.
Stay with us. On the other side of the break, we'll look deeper into this. The umpire explains to Ryan Crowley. Fantastic game of footy. Geelong at half-time by 11 points. Coming up, we head inside the rooms for the first half fallout. Basil Zemplis is standing by at Footy Central with a half-time update on the match between the D's and the Dogs. And Sam goes one-on-one with the AFL's first ever female CEO, Rosie King. It happens everywhere. Oz kickers all over Australia, even down here at Geelong. And this man, he's got the green mouth guard. He's got a beautiful bouncing style. And he got plenty of the footy. I heard he had 19 possessions in the game of Oz kick. And that's a little unfair, knocking it away from the young lady on women's round of football. And the youngsters certainly enjoy it, even though it was a little wet underfoot. A big game for them here tonight as well. So you can see the fire trucks outside the ground. We believe there's a lot of them gathering out there, Lingy, but guess what? It's a false alarm, so don't panic. They're all out there, and I think they've just come to have a look at this clash between Ryan Crowley and Joel Selwood. That happening outside the ground near the TV compound as we speak. Live pictures there. Geelong by 11 points are about to get underway.
Ryan Crowley been very good, BT, as you mentioned, on Joel Selwood. Selwood's just got to concentrate on doing exactly that.
Geelong immediately into attack. Hawkins already got 2, both of those coming in the first quarter.
Gets a nice centre break there, Dingy, to start the quarter, Selwood. So that'll get his mojo and confidence up.
He's just got to play the footy now, Richo. Don't worry about Ryan Crowley. Just get on with playing the ball, winning the footy and trying to help his team.
Fremantle have used their sub. Geelong yet to use theirs. Through traffic. Quick snap by Stokes, misses. May have been Christensen. And there it is. Joel Selwood this time with Fife.
He's trying to run to Nate Fife there to try and shake Crowley.
Yep.
Selwood. So he'll win the footy. De Boer didn't make contact enough to clear the pack.
Well, that looks like what he's going to do, Richo. You're spot on. Joel Selwood's going to try and go to Nate Fife. He's not going to do it at this stoppage here, but Alan Christensen, he's almost got the role of looking after Joel Selwood, making sure he puts on the blocks.
Odds will run out of tarmac here, you would think, and he does.
In that second quarter, Freo got the game on their terms a little bit more. He kicked the 4 goals, started to control the game by feet a little bit more. They took the 31 marks for the quarter, and that's what they're going to have to try and continue to do to win this game.
Half-time, Lingy. I know last week you said you were receiving texts off Guy Pearce. Any Guy Pearce action on your texts?
No texts yet, BT, but I will give you the heads up if he does text through and say good day.
Christensen with the high tackle gets the result here. And we believe Lingy's just starting to go down Broadway a little too often these days, as Christensen lines up from just on 50.
Been very good tonight, Alan Christensen. He's had the 18 touches. He's the one who's really driven them forward.
Well, look at that. Bartel set that up magnificently. Got some momentum with the run. Jimmy Bartel right to the line. Touched on the line. It was well constructed, though, by Bartel and Christensen.
Gee, the Tomahawk nearly took a big grab on the goal line. He got a good run at it.
Jimmy'd be dirty about that one. He backs himself as a long kick. He thought he would have made the journey.
Atmospheric conditions tonight, very heavy, Lingy. A lot of moisture in the air is going to take a metre or 2 off the length of your kicking.
Yes, absolutely. That's probably what cost him the goal there. It was on target.
Daniel Pearce with the inside out left foot up. Want to get it in the region of Tabiner. Harry Taylor, who's been really good tonight.
He just got outbodied there by Enright.
Pearce said, I've had enough of this side of the ground. Let's see if we can get something happening on the other side. Everton, though, a hurried little kick to Subin. Sheridan was there. He elects to go to himself, and this has opened up.
Great kick.
The Cats. It was to Main. Here comes Walters on the lead. He's a tough one to go with. Plenty of pace. Mackie did well. Almost threw it out to Blitzarves there. Walters goes and gets it again.
Mackie did really well. He closed space on Walters then on that lead.
Walters got him with a real high tackle then. Sure there was much more in that than the tackle, but he stayed down. He looks okay.
This is what Fremantle did really well in the second quarter. When Geelong got the ball here, they just gave them no chance to play their game. Their run and carry forced them long down the line.
Exactly where they go on this occasion. Simpson knocking it down on the end. Ibbotson around the corner. Ballantyne outstretched Bartel.
The question is, Lingy, are Freo going to have enough firepower to kick the goals to win this game in the second half? They only took a couple of marks inside 50 in that first half.
Well, somehow they just keep on winning. They keep finding a way despite being a few players down. Duffield's already been subbed out. That's a big loss for them. If Johnson saw another big loss, who knows, Richo? I'm not sure.
Beautiful kick by Christensen to Hawkins.
They've almost got to make the game a 55 to 60 type of game and hope that they can get over the line and keep Geelong from scoring. They're so good at doing that. I just can't see Freo kicking enough goals if Geelong managed to score 70 or 80 points.
Hands off!
Simpson and Clark. Corey driven forward in the tackle. Did hot one high here. Christensen by Fife and a little unlucky. Now Christensen in a similar position to where he was with Bartel before. This time I think he's saying to his teammates are queuing up behind. One of those was Motlop. I've got it covered.
Well, BT, earlier in the game, he put one to the top of the square from that.
No, he doesn't. He handballs off again. It comes to Enright, so not confident with the length of his kicks. Into space, Stokes. Little one over the top, searching for Motlop. He will need one of those magnificent hook shots. Doesn't attempt it. High ball gives his teammate a chance. Off hands, Guthrie went and got it. Little handball out the back door. Duncan was in there, spinning out of the pack quickly. Well done, Caddy. High ball, top of the square. Up goes Hawkins. Blitzarves there as well. Selwood was run down by Mzungu. Really good tackle. Look at Ryan Crowley. Support him by saying well done with a little clap.
Yeah, you need that when you're a tagger. You need a bit of help from your teammates. They slip away every now and then, and Ryan Crowley would really appreciate that tackle.
Oh, he loved that. Support he got there was great. Simpson knocks down to Crowley. The clearing kick will get it to the boundary line, the safety of it.
That's what Crowley's done really well tonight. He's actually won his own ball. He's got clearances. He's had the 11 or 12 touches. He's pushed forward at every chance. He's actually playing a really proactive game against Selwood.
Sarves. There's Christensen. Fourth clearance at the stoppage this quarter for Christensen. Dawson to go wide and find Walters. Didn't want to take that kick on. Now he's got to go long, and in the end he left it way too long, and Guthrie knew he was a left footer.
Zach Dawson is looking at the umpire going, why did he call play on? Gee, it was a quick call. Didn't seem to have long at all then, Zach Dawson.
Questioning the time. Fife up, Caddy. Now tackled by Fife.
Why do you get 30 seconds or 20 seconds for having a shot at goal and 2 seconds around the ground and you get a mark?
9 goals collectively kicked in this game, 7 of them at this end tonight. Top of the square, Johnson. Remember, Fremantle have already used their sub, and Johnson's out there, but under some sort of sufferance, we believe.
Answer that question, BT.
Sorry, what was the question?
When you have a shot at goal, why do you get, what is it, 20 seconds?
No, 30 seconds.
30, sorry.
Yep. And you're supposed to be allowed, what, 7 to 8 seconds, is it?
And that was not 7 or 8 seconds.
Well, because we don't want time wasted around the ground in the back pocket, taking 30 seconds and delaying the game. We want to see goals kicked, and that's why you get the extra time, Richo.
And the big glamour forwards, they want a bit of me time. Give me the ball. I've got my 30 seconds to get on camera.
Gee, McFarlane infringed there, and that's a Podge kick. Advantage paid. Kick around the body, high to the top of the square. Once again, the Dockers get back and help each other. Pod not happy that he was called play on them felt he didn't have a chance to go back and take the kick.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you get a mark around the ground, you just got to say you're having a shot at goal and you'll get a bit extra time to kick it.
From about 100 metres out, Richo.
Yeah, just say I'm having a shot and you get extra time.
No, but they've got common sense, umpires, Richo, and they know whether you're in range or not. There's Enright. Valentine, as he's done all night, applied some really good tackles, which have resulted in this sort of thing, keeping the ball at his end.
Hayden Ballantyne's playing a really important role now. He's engaging Corey Enright. He's making sure that Corey Enright can't just patrol across that half-back line and mop up for the Cats. Really important that Enright doesn't have the influence.
Knocked forward in the ruck there by Hanneth. Fremantle, a rare time forward in the 8 minutes that's expired on the clock in this third quarter. Guthrie couldn't handle it, really fast hands. Bartell's way. Hawkins there. Dawson did well. Off the boot of Lonergan. Here comes Selwood. Pursued, got the kick along the ground. Taylor Hunt's got a lot of space. How did he find that? I'm not sure who can catch him. Taylor Hunt's quick as well and runs into the open goal. First goal of the third quarter, taking 8 minutes. Let's quickly get down to Doc Larkins on the bench, Doc.
You see Chris Mayne just making his way back on. He's just had his left calf strapping taken off. He's the left side, Brian. He's had a cork in that in the second quarter, and he's not moving well, but he's back on right now.
Gee, a lot of calf injuries tonight. Doc, any reason why, do you reckon?
There's just been 2 corks, and Duffield was hurt in the warm-up. That's why he struggled.
Okay.
Bit chilly here for the Perth boys, maybe, BT.
A little, not 15, said the umpire, so Josh Hunt's forced to play on, but Geelong by 20 points. Biggest margin of the game so far has been 22, so Fremantle need to get moving here. It's Clancy Pearce. Handball, where was that going? Subin's got to try and tidy it up now. He's got Selwood all over him. Well done, Joel Selwood.
Joel Selwood's come out in this quarter with a really terrific attitude. He's playing the ball. He's forgetting about all the stuff with Ryan Crowley. He's having an influence this quarter to drive his team forward.
Well, it's a mirror image of the first quarter. They just can't get their hands on the ball at the moment, Fremantle.
Stokes, little give. Kelly, likewise. Mackie, longer, finds Motlop space. Motlop shifts it to Bartel, gets a look. Bartel goes long. They fly. Off hands, comes to Ponsiadley's favoured left side. Perhaps a centering ball. Corey in. Joel Corey. Nice grab.
Yeah, great centering kick from Ponsiadley. You can see all his teammates getting over to him now. He spotted Joel Corey, and that was a good contested mark. They're just getting smashed. 50 possessions to 21 in this third quarter. Cannot get their hands on the footy.
This for a game-high margin of 26 points. Joel Corey directly in front. 25 out goals. Geelong by 26.
Well, the fire trucks were here earlier, BT. What's happened there?
They're sending the smoke signals, that's all it is, Richo. You know.
Well,
I'm not exactly sure what is going on
Well, we
there.
believe one of the sprinklers was accidentally activated, and that's why the trucks are here, but I'm not sure why the smoke's there. I'm not getting that part of the story. All I know is they're here, and I'm too scared to say anything these days. Guthrie. People down at Geelong don't like you to point out any negative aspects, Lingy, so I'm staying away from all things Geelong. Here's Josh Hunt with a thrashing long kick to the square. Off hands Ponsiadley. Mzungu rushes the behind.
well, in the absence of Mundy and Barlow, they need Fife and Hill to get their hands on the footy, and they haven't touched it this quarter. They've got to
It's
stand
back
up.
into play by Selwood. Tries to work it high, off hands, Pearce. Tackled by Kelly. Now, players converge from everywhere, and here we go. This is what's happening outside the ground. The sprinklers have gone off, and they're cleaning up the water from those sprinklers that have been accidentally activated. Just a bit of a test run of the sprinklers here, Lingy. We know we've got lights and electricity, and now we're just testing to see whether we've got water.
Stop it, Brian. We want to.
Oh, come on, you.
We want you to make it out of here alive tonight, BT. We're worried about your well-being.
Look, it's not my fault. The sprinklers have gone off. The fire trucks are here, and I can't say any more. Duncan to Bartel. Bartel from 45 metres out. Little handball. Opportunity once again for Christensen from near the boundary line. Skies it high.
Not his best work there, Alan Christensen, but he has been terrific tonight. He's had the 8 disposals this quarter, a heap of contested possessions, the 6. He's had 25 for the game. Playing really, really good footy. He's had the 5 clearances as well, so great around the stoppages.
Corey trying to keep it alive. So 27-point Geelong lead. And we've got 10 3/4 minutes remaining in the quarter. Fremantle are now under enormous pressure to respond. Subin and Christensen.
And I can assure you there is absolutely no wind out there, despite the fact that the entire game's been played in this half of the ground.
What would you guys regard as the scoring end over years here, Lenny?
It would be this end, to the left of screen, but not tonight because of the wind. It's just worked out that way.
Come off the head of Dawson Simpson then, that ruck work. He headed it. And straight through his claws.
1 metre, guys. I need a metre here.
61 now to 22 in the disposals. You can see there on the screen.
Knocked down by Clark. Fife, handball over the top. Walters had to get rid of it quickly, did. Ballantyne's there, so is Pearce. Neither got the footy. Harry Taylor came through. Well done, Taylor. Duncan to Enright. Enright through the middle. Here goes Motlop around the corner. Kicks high on the head of Taylor Hunt. Works his way to the front. Hill did well. Potts wants the left boot. Round the corner. Searching for Simpson. Got it.
Well, go back to centre-half back. Harry Taylor had to make a decision. He was sitting back as a loose player, and he made the decision to attack the footy hard. Lingy won it and got it going forward Geelong's way. And Podsy Adley set up 2 goals now if this is kicked by Big Dawson Simpson.
Great smart play there by Podsy. Didn't blaze away with the shot at goal.
15
Big Dawson
seconds.
Simpson up. The big fella would love to kick this one. Give him a lot of confidence.
In his 7th game of footy, Dawson Simpson from directly in front. There's the task. Simpson sprays that badly to the right. Went back on that and didn't get through it at all. That's an opportunity let slip.
Thank you.
And Fremantle breathe a sigh of relief. Remember, Fremantle have used their sub already.
Move it on.
Mitchie is out there. Main flies. Off hands. Motlop again. It's time from the boundary line. Centering kick. Christensen through some traffic. Got it off. Duncan had a flying shot for goal and missed to the right.
Well, it's only Geelong's inaccuracy keeping Freo in the game at the moment. 19 shots to 6. They can't get it past halfway at the moment, Fremantle.
Well, Geelong are doing pretty much exactly what Fremantle aim to do. They're just locking it in. Their pressure's been
So the presses
terrific.
are being pressed.
The presses are being pressed. That's right, Brian.
Duncan, quick kick to the advantage of Stokes, and 2 Fremantle players standing flat-footed there.
Oh, that's another look at that. I'm not sure what happened there. It was like they were all waiting for each other to go for the footy.
Or they thought the whistle had
That's it
been
now.
blown. They
Stay
just
clear.
stood there. What's this?
And
One's
Manny
behind.
Stokes, just the old rule, isn't it? Just
James,
play in front,
James.
move first, and ends up with the mark.
Stokes now to do what Simpson couldn't, and that's a little left as well. So a couple of big let-offs here for Freo.
That's the only thing. Geelong are wasting their opportunities. Fremantle are still well and truly in this game when Geelong could have put them away.
Well, 19 to 6 scoring shots. They should be a lot further in
He
front.
thought that mark should have been paid to McFarlane as Kelly tidies things up and misses to the left, and McFarlane looks at the umpire in disbelief there.
That's 2-7 for the quarter. 11 inside 50s. Fremantle have only had 1.
For the whole quarter.
Yeah, for the whole quarter.
Gee whiz. Over the back, Hannah kept it alive. Crowley did really well. Got it to Pearce, a little bit of a fumble. Bartel now to Taylor. Clever tap on from Taylor. Saw Stringer heading there. Mzungu had to go straight at it. Blitzarves got it to Lonergan. Fumble. McFarlane did well. Body. Went and got it as well after he bodied, and off the fingers of Jimmy Bartel.
And incredibly, this quarter, only 7 Fremantle players, and I'm surprised Chris Scott's going off so much because only 7 Fremantle players have had multiple possessions. Geelong just completely dominating this quarter. Not on the scoreboard yet, though.
Opportunity. Fungu. been very animated in the last 5 minutes in the box, has Chris Scott. Now Bartel serving it up to Crowley. Off hands it comes. Mitchie.
I'll join up while the game, Ryan.
You can hear the talk with the umpire going on in the background with Ryan Crowley asking the question, and the umpire said, "I'm trying to umpire the game, Ryan."
Hey, Lingy, Stephen Hill hasn't had a touch this quarter, and I reckon it's Taylor Hunt who's doing the job on him. That's why Freo can't get any overlap. They can't get any run.
Yeah, spot on, Richo. It is Taylor Hunt who's got the job, and Stephen Hill was so good in that second quarter. Can't get into the game at all in this third.
Pearce. A give and go back to Clancy. Mzungu, the run player. Handball wide. Got to go Viv. He does. Got it back to Mzungu. His kick was smothered. Bartel responds. Little kick around the corner. 2-on-1 in favour of Freo here. Dawson does well. Johnson went to ground. Now Caddy keeps it alive, but De Boer slips over. Handball was very, very quickly shot out to Mzungu. Now he goes long and deep, looking for but not finding Tapiner. Geelong in control here at the moment. Mackie caught. Was that a little throw? Umpire said it's okay. Guthrie fast hands Corey onto Kelly. Gee, Geelong are looking well oiled at the moment. Really, really good-looking team at the moment here, the Cats.
Crucial contest there by Cam Guthrie to win that ball. If he had have lost it, Fremantle were away. They had the open 50. They would have walked it in for goal. Time in forward half there is incredible.
Was that 82%?
That is incredible, that number.
Oh, that is unheard of. 82% of this quarter, and a free will go to Geelong here. And
the only thing, though, BT,
fingers.
is Geelong have not capitalised on it yet. They're just wasting their opportunities. They need to make the most of that dominance in the forward half.
So Stokes just puts it to the top of the square. Podsiadly sets himself with a bit of a run. Clark, 4 deep. Opportunity, we believe, a Geelong possibility of a sub coming up here as the ball comes to a stop. Let's quickly get down to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Murdoch's already just come on, Brian. Just trying to pick up who's got the red vest on the bench, but Murdoch's already in the play, if you see him.
Looks like it's Josh Hunt, Doc.
Yep, Josh Hunt got the red vest there.
Thank you. Clear right.
So Murdoch gets a run. Josh Hunt out of the game. Here's Clancy Pearce. And the thinking there was not for what anything he's done here tonight. Let's have a look at this first of all. Motlop. And a little...
No, I wouldn't have thought so, BT. Heads down there. He's not overly happy. He might be sore by the looks of that. Doc will keep a close eye on that one. But Jordan Murdoch, the man coming on, a real speedster. He'll provide a bit of run, that bit of extra run as we get late into this game.
What do you think, Doc? As he saw Josh Hunt, he looks a little disappointed.
Yeah, just watching that conversation, Brian, had no sign just yet.
Okay, kick back to Clark. Fife in the hunt as well. Fremantle are in desperate and obvious need of a goal here. But this all-conquering Geelong side at the moment getting the job done. Caddy's in there.
Yes.
30 points, nothing in the modern game, but the way this one's played, gee, it's going to have to bust open significantly to allow Fremantle back into it. Crowley, little handball, goes wide to Pearce, good shepherd by Ballantyne, allows Pearce to ping the footy forward and find Tapiner.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to find the footy. It's only his second game of AFL football, but it's been one of the reasons Geelong have been able to mop up, because he's so young and inexperienced. Taylor's been able to sift off him and have a huge influence.
Martel, fat side is very open here for Geelong. Here's Stringer. Little handball, a little bit late, but an opportunity for the sub to get involved. Murdoch, and welcome to this game, says Nate Fife, with a real nice hip and shoulder.
That'll get you into the game pretty quickly, that one. That would have rattled the teeth.
We think that does look more and more like Josh Hunt may be sore or sick. Fife. Down to Mitchie and now Fremantle forward Mackie, who's been really impressive tonight, Andrew Mackie.
It's been these two and Harry Taylor. Andrew Mackie, Corey Enright, Harry Taylor, just patrolling across there. Fremantle engaged them well in that second quarter, but this quarter they've been able to do exactly what they did in the first.
Leads all possession getters for Geelong, does Mackie. 14.
It's too far, mate.
He's a good player. He reads the play well. He can play on an opponent, but he's at his absolute best when he's coming off, helping out his other defenders.
Quarter's gone 23. It's now 15 minutes since Fremantle have gone inside their 50. 15 minutes Geelong have kept this intensity up. Quick little ball from Viv Mitchie. Well, Dawson Simpson left himself wide open. He's recovered though and looks all right. Ball goes up towards Guthrie, got both hands on it. Here's Hawkins, waited for Guthrie to recover. He goes inside 50, closing. That won't get it done. And so they have been very inaccurate in this quarter, the Cats.
Yeah, well, they just haven't been able to get anything out of Stephen Hill, Nate Fyfe this quarter.
2 goals, 8 for Geelong, Richo.
Or Daniel Pearce. They've all had 2 disposals or less, so it's going to be pretty hard to get it inside 50 when they've got Barlow and Mundy out of the team. They're relying on probably those 3 players as their most influential midfielders.
Sheridan in game 2 sold some nice foot candy and then goes towards the boundary line looking for Clark, and boundary line a good result here for Freo. They couldn't quite get it over the line. De Boer had the ball pinned to him by Podsiadly. Did he have a chance to get rid of it? The umpire said no.
And those players, Richo, that you're talking about, Pearce, Hill, those types, they're the ones that Fremantle need to be getting plenty of the footy. They're their weapons. They're their great ball users, ball carriers. They're the ones who can break this Geelong press.
Well, Selwood's been disciplined around that stoppage then. He's trying to go to Nate Fyfe, so he's sacrificing himself a little bit, Selwood.
Hawkins got to try and beat a couple. They had him sandwiched, not for the first time tonight either. Gee, Murdoch went in, felt he got met head high there and there was nothing. Umpire said, get on with it. Ball eventually flicks out. You heard the umpire's call. Now Walters, I reckon that was the evener there because Walters got one high and they didn't pay that either. They said we've been consistent, and that they have.
BT, you said it, the presses are being pressed at the moment. Geelong's pressure is just relentless.
How long is it since you've seen a Geelong side press like this?
This is as good as I've seen Geelong play since the Sydney game earlier on in the year. They've been very patchy for most of the games this year, but they're right on tonight. They're not kicking their goals. It could hurt them, though. Fremantle can quite easily kick a few goals.
Lingy, when you got Enright sitting back in the middle of the ground like that, you're just never going to be able to get through, are you? He reads the play so well.
No, Fremantle have got to get somebody to him and make him accountable.
Christensen look around the body, got the distance, but offline. So 2 goals, 9 this quarter now, Geelong. Minute 37 in it. Fremantle basically haven't been in their 50 at all.
Moving on.
Well, they've been in there once. Yep. And that was a long time ago, right at the start of the quarter.
Are we looking at a world record, 1 inside 50 in a quarter? Gee, I reckon that might well be.
The Gold Coast North Melbourne game earlier this year was similar. That was in driving rain.
Blitzarves. Gee, did he have the legs taken from under him there, Clark? Umpire said no as Enright got a stumpy handball out to Matt Motlop. He tried to get the wheels working and took Mzungu on, and he said, don't do that to me. He tried the foot candy.
Josh, stay there, mate.
And Tendai said, no, no, no. Not with me.
Play on.
Under a minute. Off the top comes Taberner. Kick around the body, and here's those loose players that Richo just spoke about. 2 or 3 of them behind the footy as their men come forward on searching for the footy.
And Enright was actually dragged up to that contest. Jimmy Bartel had the discipline to be able to sag back.
Selwood's just been sat down again by Crowley. Duncan comes in for some support. That's just going on again. Crowley and Selwood go at it, and gee, you wouldn't think someone like Joel Selwood, who normally annoys everyone else, is on the receiving end of that tonight. It's highly unusual to see this happen to Selwood. There's Podsiadly, McFarlane, Taverner in there, Crozier. Through some traffic here was Sheridan. Eventually the ball to the middle of the ground. Over the top was Taverner. Siren sounds. Geelong by 32 points here. They have their 3rd chat of the game. Every break these two have got together and said, what about that? How bad are you going? They're saying to each other. This is unbelievable. Looking at the replay there, and Fyfe into Selwood. It just continues on. Geelong at 3/4 time by 32.
The 3/4 time break, brought to you by Amy.
start in this game. Lots of aggression, lots of one-on-one battles, but it was Bartel who settled first with a goal in the first quarter. 20-point margin at quarter time and a lot of scuffles. Selwood and Crowley. It's been an intriguing battle all night, but it was Walters that got hold of one in the second quarter. And Fremantle really looked good in that second quarter, but then in the third quarter, the Cats settled and were able to take advantage and extend their lead. Corey taking a really nice mark, and Geelong by 32 points at the three-quarter time break, as you can see, 7-16-58. They didn't kick very accurately at all in that third quarter. And this from Daniel Menzel, who's watching the game over in Croatia, the tweet of him at a local bar over there having a good time. And here is Ross Lyon as well, Richo, during that third quarter. Have a look at this. In the coach's box, someone takes a photo from just outside the box. We believe we know who it is. Ross Lyon is not happy. He points at the person and says, come on, mate, pull up. That's enough. That person happens to be the ex-Geelong mayor, Bruce Harwood, sitting next to him.
Sitting next to him,
yes.
BT, Bruce Harwood.
And, of course, Bruce Harwood, the ex-Geelong mayor, sitting next to that gentleman. Also, his daughter, I think, goes out with Paddy Dangerfield.
Paddy Dangerfield, that's correct. Marty Harwood, yes.
You know what, I'd say that was a clanger by the ex-Geelong mayor.
Yeah.
It's Ross Lyon. You don't do that to Ross.
See Duffield down there. He's out with the red vest. We know that. What do you think's going to transpire from here, boys?
Well, I've got a stat, which that was the first time ever that a team's only had one inside 50 for a quarter, Lingy. 10 times the team has had two, but the first time ever, look at that, 17-1 for the quarter. As you said, you've never seen the press working this well this year, except for the Sydney game.
No, that's right. Chris Scott would be a very, very happy man with the way they played then. They didn't finish off their work, though. 2 goals, 9 behinds in that quarter. Probably wasted a few opportunities. Fremantle are still well and truly in this game. Ryan Crowley doing a really good job on Joel Selwood, I reckon. Joel Selwood's only had the 12 possessions. Crowley's had 14, so Crowley's probably just taking the points at the moment, but Joel Selwood doing a really disciplined role for the team. As you can see, the live ladder there at the moment, Geelong up into second position, but this is a big, big quarter of footy.
Fremantle will drop out of the top 4 if they lose this one here tonight. They had no score in that third quarter. They had 1 entry inside 50. That was off the boot of Ryan Crowley. They're going to have to improve. It has been the scoring end left of screen to which Fremantle are kicking in this final quarter here. There's Fife, the first significant touch down the throat of Guthrie.
Play on! Yo!
Need to get cracking early. Hawkins.
Just too strong.
Out the back door. Motlop runs to the open goal.
Well, that's exactly the start Geelong wanted in this last quarter after dominating the third quarter. You can see the contested possessions there. It's just a huge difference. Geelong fantastic, and Hawk getting the ball over to Stevie Motlop. Great start.
Here they go again. Christensen rips it out of the middle. Goes looking for Motlop with a wider footy there. Here's Hawkins, a big man. Dawson arrives. Needs to be clean and careful here. Gave it to a man in Ibbotson. Put him under enormous pressure.
Play on!
Dawson now.
Watch yours!
Motlop comes back to Stokes. From where the 50 meets the boundary, Mzungu. Steady in the last line. Ballantyne's on out wide, but he's going to have to beat a couple of Geelong players here, and there's not much forward of him.
Lingy, how tough is it, though, when you lose probably your 2 best midfielders? It's tough to go, isn't it?
Yeah, huge difference, and doesn't the Geelong crowd love the fact that Ballantyne's put that one out on the full? You're right, Richo, sorry. Mundy and Barlow, quality players, and the difference in that contested possession count is largely due to those 2 not playing, and Geelong have been fantastic. Their attack on the ball's been great, but you take those 2 out, big, big difference.
Geelong appeared to have not eased up here as they go inside 50 again. McFarlane across the face. Pontiadli with a miracle attempt.
That would have been a fair goal. The volley out of mid-air on the boundary line.
Could have locked that one away for goal of the year if that one went through. Bit of a hit and hope, but why not, eh?
So Fremantle bring the ball back into play. What can they find? Can they find a way through the press of all presses here that Geelong are applying on the master presses in Fremantle? the defensive team of the year in Fremantle here at the moment. And Geelong, attacking ability and defensive ability, combination of both, getting it done here at the moment. Murdoch, left foot snap around the corner, the crowd love it, and the fresh man loves it.
Yeah, nice snap round the corner by the sub in Murdoch, but it's just been a dominating performance when you look at it, BT. 20 more scoring shots, 20 more inside 50s. They're doing everything right tonight, and they've won the clearances as well, Geelong, something they actually haven't really been able to do all year, Lingy.
I think Fremantle would have been a little bit flat, perhaps, with the last quarter that Geelong had last week when they got beaten so badly by Brisbane.
1 metre, guys.
Oh, that's a nasty... That's a chest falcon, that one, isn't it, Richo? That would have hurt a lot on Matty Stokes there. He's up and about, though, but... Yeah, I think last week's loss might have fired the Cats up. Their attack on the ball and their pressure has been first class tonight.
Crozier slung out of the way. Sheridan able to Fife. He too was slung out of the way. Hill at ground level got it back to Sheridan. Tries to bust away out of this, and Caddy puts him on his back and grinds him into the ground. And have a look at this. Chris Scott all night has been absolutely on edge. I reckon that might be the second phone he's gone through tonight. He has been all over it. He's been an angry man that's been on edge. He's been intense.
So Lingy, he's got the headset on, but he's also got the phone. So can you explain that?
There'd be a number of people down on the bench with headsets on, plus another person would be on the phone. So he'd be talking to a number of different people.
Where's the happy Chris Scott of his first year? Where's that gone?
Well, I think last week's last quarter might have brought out the very, very grumpy Chris Scott, but he'd have to be pleased with what he's seeing tonight. Yep. They've been right on.
Pods picked that one up off the deck absolutely beautifully. Bartel now wide. McFarlane trying to close this one down. Got some support there from Crowley, but Stokes is able to turn it around and get it to the top of the square. De Boer goes back and marks safely.
Tom Hawkins wanted that one in just a bit longer. Wanted to clear those loose players back then, but Matty Stokes just dropped it a bit short.
Just, there we go again. Just blocking the exits, Slingy. They haven't been able to get through at all.
What do you do there, Richard? What have Freo got to do to Harry Taylor and Corey Enright?
But they've just got to make them play one-on-one. But I think that the damage has already been done now. They're able to just do it as they please.
Handball to Kelly launches, but it's offline to the left. It may well stay in the field of play.
The problem is the young key forwards that Fremantle have tonight, they're just inexperienced, and Taylor probably knows that the ball's not going to go to them, and he just sifts off and is able to read the play.
Kick the last 4 goals in succession here, the Cats. That run starting at the 8-minute mark of the third quarter.
And again, Richard,
but that on. Young, he just was too close to the kicker. You need to get at least, 50 to 55 metres away, and then if it drops short, you can run into the footy. You don't want it going over your head. That's just experience.
Try from Hawkins. Selwood and Crowley there with him again. Let's see as they get up here. Look at this, just off the footy here.
It's just positioning. Now, you've got this stoppage here now. That's the outlet kick. He probably needs to be 50 metres away.
This kick out of this stoppage, it's likely to be under pressure, probably thrown on the boot. You need to position yourself to be ready for that long, indiscriminate kick, don't you?
Through the hands of Guthrie.
Yours.
Ibbotson in and under here, fighting for possession of this one. Opportunity for Fife. Comes to Stokes. Out wide, Duncan, I think it was, shot the handball to Bartel. Bartel to Kelly. Kelly's got to get by 3. Eventually retreated back to Mackie, who had a bit of time and space. Sends it high to the top of the square. Hawkins muscling Dawson. Mazungu took him on. Tried to beat him. Will he be penalised? No, he won't. Quickly, Doc Larkins.
Yeah, Clancy Pearce in trouble with a very high hamstring right up at the bottom of the buttock. They're just trying to free him up. He can't run either.
Dawson Simpson had a crack at it. The all-in-one. Murdoch with a trick shot over the shoulder.
Well, BT, this is starting to turn into a bit of a horror night for the Dockers. Forget almost about the way they've played. Injuries galore on top of their current injury list of Barlow, Mundy, Pavlich, Sanderlands. They'd want to be able to get their best group of players on the field as soon as they can.
Subin. Freo Not many inside 50s in the second half. Geelong have gifted them one there. Not sure they count that, though. Caddy.
They'll take it, though. They'll take it.
2 metres. That's it.
So it's been pretty comprehensive here in the second half of footy Geelong's way, hasn't it?
Been a really professional approach. It's been different to the way they've played most of the year. They've been quite patchy at times, but this has been a really solid, consistent effort.
Enright eventually kicks the ball to centre half forward. Motlop's closing, looking for a crumb, lurking around. Subin tackled by Motlop.
Geelong have played so well, but, you know, Fremantle, they know once they get a Pavlich back, he occupies, makes Harry Taylor, you know, more accountable. They get their 2 A-grade midfielders back into the team. I mean, they're going fine, but this has just been a great performance by Geelong tonight.
Yeah, Fremantle have got St Kilda, West Coast, Richmond and Adelaide over the next month. So St Kilda, West Coast, Richmond and Adelaide the next month for Fremantle. The scissor tackle.
James Kelly just trying anything to get a tackle on.
The 2-legged tackle. Highly unusual way to achieve your tackling stats, but it was reasonably effective. Main to Sheridan, who had some composure getting through the traffic there. Johnson now shoots it back. Subin over the top to Fife. Fife at half back. Inside 50 entries have been rare for Freo in the second half. That's an ordinary kick by Johnson. It missed Main. He can get it to Pearce. Pearce has got runners on the outside. Elects to go himself. A long ball into Taberner. And he marks 25 metres out.
That's what they haven't been able to do in this second half, Richo, is it? Get the ball in the hands of players like Pearce. Crowley and Selwood just continuing their fun and games for the evening. Those two have had a lot of fun tonight. I've really enjoyed watching it. I love a good match-up in the middle of the ground, as you know, BT.
Enjoy watching it, but you sort of wouldn't enjoy the game, though, would you, if you're a player?
No, I'm not sure Sal's at his calmest at the moment. I think he's looking a little frustrated.
Using all of his attributes, Ryan Crowley. Taberner now for the first goal since the 22-minute mark of the second quarter for Freo.
It's been a great night for Geelong tonight. Those lights are looking fantastic, BT, and Geelong have put on a very, very impressive performance. They've been good all game, consistent, which they haven't done this year too often.
So that goal from Taberner was his first career goal. Out of the middle, Harry Taylor.
So, even the rush kicks, poor old Taberner. Taylor takes another intercept mark. You can see why he was so sought after by the Dockers. Harry Taylor, he's a gun.
Done well. Going to pay him a bit of dosh over the next few years, Lingy.
Yes, very key signing, that one. I think the Cats are pretty happy to lock him away. He's a quality player, as we know, down back. His ability to go forward's been the great thing this year too, the swing man.
See Hill, when he was carrying that footy, trying to signal with the footy for someone to go in a direction that he could find. Couldn't get anyone to the position he needed. Jesse Stringer down the line, finds Murdoch, who's given them a bit of a lift since coming on as the sub and tried to kick the skirt off the footy there.
You know, that's not a bad result because they had nothing on. So he gets a clearance, a ball up now. Inside 50, they can set up and lock it in again.
Hard to come here and win. Geelong have won 37 of their last 38 games at this venue. And so Ross Lyon and his team, not as bad as it perhaps looks, given that fortress-style attitude that Geelong adopt here.
Stay there, Tom. That's it.
Well, the injuries have just mounted up too much tonight for Freo. They've been able to cover them most of the year, but it's just really shown tonight.
Tweet from Jack Weston asking how good has Cam Guthrie been tonight, boys? And he's had his 15-odd disposals. Been pretty impressive, hasn't he?
He has. He's really improved this year. He's just a good, solid player. I don't think he's going to be a genuine superstar, but he wins the one-on-one contest. He's smart. He works hard. Gets himself in the right positions, Richo, and probably models his game a little bit on Corey Enright, that type of player. Gee, he'd like to have a career like Corey Enright, I'm sure.
Well, he's just about the best in the business in the position that he's played, Corey Enright, in the last 25 years. I don't think anyone's really been better. If you can name one, tweet it in, but I don't reckon there's been a better half-back flanker in the last 25 years.
All-Australian has he been?
I'm just going off the top of my head here, but I'm going with 4.
Yeah.
Pretty much 4. 2 best and fairest. Obviously the 3 premierships and 250-plus games. Great career.
Taylor Hunt.
Doesn't mind chucking a disguise on at home every now and then either, Corey Enright.
He's definitely a good, fun character. Him and Maxie Rook were great friends and lived together for a while. And often the boys would go around to their house and see them dressed up in masks and all sorts of stuff.
It's all right.
Loved a bit of fun, those two.
Just got into character. Bit of Chewbacca.
There he is, the man we speak of, Enright. To Stokes. Stokes to Duncan. So Geelong just happy to go a slow way at the moment. See how they're getting rid of the footy all in one action as he gathered it. Pearce, as Doc mentioned, a little bit of trouble high in the hamstring there, but he's still out there. Mitchie just got the kick away as he was tackled into the middle of the ground. Now they can run. Pearce, nicely measured kick to Taberner.
He did well then, Taberner. Ran a really good pattern backwards.
Kick into Main. Main can run into an open goal, but he fell over his own feet. And has he called play on? The umpire said no, he hadn't. Harry Taylor says, come on, and Stevie J says, boy, oh boy, I think so.
I'll tell you one thing, he will not miss. He goes at 80%. This man, Chris Main, I know he's only 10 metres out.
Corey Enright is a 4-time All-Australian, as we see. The play on there, I think he was off.
I think he might have been.
He was off, tripped over his own feet, I reckon.
The trip helped him.
So Main for consecutive goals here for Freo. Gets it.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt what Chris Scott thought. He thought he definitely played on. He turns around to get some opinions, and Stevie J goes, yeah, oh, what's happened there? What's Chappie doing there?
Chappie just a very serious look. I'm not sure Chappie was concentrating.
Lighten up, Chappie. Well, Chris Scott, he's had his ups and downs in that box tonight. He has really been on edge, involved in every moment of the game.
To young Taberner's credit, he's still tried to present himself. It's been a difficult night for him. He's got involved in 2 goals this last quarter.
Zach Clark. Stokes went and got it. We kick the ball for Dawson, and Hawkins go out of the game. Hawkins working under the footy. Here's Murdoch with the fresh leg. Clancy got hold of him, gives it back to the Tomahawk. Little chip ball, very unselfish. Motlop almost. Now Ibbotson. Last line of defence, not sure where to go.
Oh, really
Geelong.
well set up by Geelong.
Yep, still got them all covered, Lingy. Goes to a 3-on-1, should win it here, Freo, and they do. Out the back door, an opportunity here for Mitchie now. That's Viv. Long ball. Hanneth.
That was the trouble then for Fremantle. When they won it down back, they looked out, they wanted to come out the open side of the ground. Geelong just had it covered beautifully.
Taylor Hunt pushed really hard to block that exit, Lingy, when Ibbotson got the ball, and he had to turn back the other way. It was an unrewarded effort that you don't really see at home, but it was a great run from Taylor Hunt.
And that's the type of edit that Chris Scott, no doubt, will show at the Monday meeting. That's the sort of thing that coaches pick up.
There's Hawkins, he's free, he'll mark, and he too wanted to play on. Long handball, Dawson, Simpson runs into the open goal, and Simpson gets his first career goal. Now a sign just in the cheer squad there, it says, get well Casey. Casey Tatungi, of course, broke his back playing for South Barwon. He's a lawn boy. I know the community down there is shattered, Thingy.
Absolutely, Geelong VFL player as well. We wish Casey the absolute best. It was just an accident on the footy field, and gee, we hope he's all right. All the best to Case. Played
with the factory as well. Nicky Turner's Geelong footy factory as well, and he's well known in the lawn community, and absolute tragedy what's happened to young Casey. Cheer squad getting behind him, well known in the local area here. Here's Enright. Goes inside 50, looking for Blitzarves. And by the way, doesn't this win here by Geelong set up a very intense battle next Saturday night against the Hawks at the MCG Saturday night footy.
Oh, we love the Geelong Hawks games.
Oh, how good is that going to be?
What is it in a row you're going for, Lingy?
You've put me on the spot a touch there, Richo.
Oh, you know,
Come on, Lingy, don't pretend you don't know.
Completely neutral next week I will be. Always neutral in the Geelong Hawthorn games.
It's going to be massive, isn't it? I think Hawthorn, if they win tomorrow, will be going for a club record wins in a row too next Saturday night. They have to get the job done tomorrow first.
So it'll be 14, would it?
13 I think, in a row.
Okay. Daniel Pearce and Lingy pretending he doesn't know the numbers. That is just nonsense, Lingy.
You are transparent, Lingy.
Hunt to Motlop. Gee, they just selfishly give the ball, Geelong, don't they?
They do. I do know there's been some cracking games in those wins, some terrific finishes.
You've got to give Crowley a lot of credit. He's now had 15 disposals, kept Selwood to 13 in a dominating performance, really, by Geelong. That's a good effort.
You know, the most anticipated thing that we're going to see for the rest of the night, with 5 1/4 minutes remaining, I want to see what happens when Selwood and Crowley come together after the game.
I reckon they'll shake hands.
Yeah, maybe a few words a la last week, Brent Harvey.
I mean, we don't know. We can't see from up here, but I don't think anything untoward's happened. It's just been a good, close checking game by Ryan Crowley.
Jimmy Bartell just getting a little one into Ballantyne then. He drove him forward in the tackle and made sure it was as aggressive as it could be in a fair sense. Enright. Got memories, these Geelong boys.
Yes, very, very long memories, BT. The Ryan Crowley-Joel Selwood matchup's been a ripper for me tonight, Richo. I agree with you. And for me, Crowley's taken the points. Real big credit to him. Big scalp to take in Joel Selwood, but I'm expecting that Joel Selwood will turn around and just shake his hand after the game and say, well played, looking forward to meeting you again next time.
What about Big Dorso? I mean, how many big blokes have Geelong got going? They've got Vardy going, the Pods going, Blitzarves going, Tomahawks going, West is going. Got riches of big men at the moment, Lingy, at Catland.
And they'd be hoping that Hamish McIntosh perhaps can have an impact later on in the season, another quality big ruckman. But as I said before, Dawson Simpson's hardly been able to take a trick in his career, so it's just great to have him out there running around. He is a good fella. They all love him around the club. Why is it all the big ruckmen, Richo, are just the big funny guys that everybody loves?
It's generally when you get over that 6'5" mark.
Well, you're at 6'6".
No, I'm 6'5". At 6'5", the things start to dry up after that.
The air gets a bit thin up there.
Yeah, and you just don't quite get the oxygen needed, and there's not many brain surgeons who are 6'8", put it that way.
You wouldn't have to be a brain surgeon to work out, Lingy, that they can't possibly keep all those, because they're all basically ruckman type, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose they're trying to develop with a bloke like Nathan Vardy, a forward ruckman there.
Okay.
Similar to Roughhead with Hawthorn. He's probably the best in the comp at it at the moment.
So how long has Podsiadly got left, do you think, Lingy, given his age?
Keeps playing good footy like he does tonight. Still a couple of years in him, but it does catch up to you pretty quickly as you hit that 30 mark.
Stokes thought he's going to go back and go the barrel there. Puts him in front of Hawkins and he's able to run. Did he push? Yes.
He's going to hate this, Tommy. He's not going to like this.
Thanks, Tommy.
I think Zach Dawson liked it.
Just probably released a bit too early then in that marking contest.
Selwood confronted by a couple. Crashed in there. Have a look at him.
Shane. Hey, watching it,
Bruised
boys.
and battered. Crowley's still going. Amazing contest that's been. Zungu, and that'll be 50. Should be. Pushed him after he took the mark. They've relaxed on that as well. Here's to Ibbotson. Ibbotson wants to go up the middle, finds an opportunity, and a little stumpy kick to Zach Clark. Could go short to Johnson if he wants. He elects to go out wide where McFarlane really starting to sprint on toes there. Got a bit of an athlete look about him, didn't he?
Yeah, he's one of the great athletes. Luke McFarlane, really good runner. Unfortunately, Murdoch is the fresher man. He came on as the sub. He did a good effort to present down that wing, but just didn't have enough legs in the end.
Another packed ground, a packed crowd at this magnificent boutique stadium here in Geelong. The locals swarming to this ground, as they've done for many years, but in particular with the new stands here. Big numbers tonight, I believe. It was hard to get a table for lunch today at any pub in town, as Corey marks. So the community really getting behind and supporting the big project that Geelong have put in place with the renovation of this venue.
Yeah, they love it down here, and Selwood may have been tagged out of it by Crowley, but G. Christensen stepped up. Career high disposals, career high 18 contested possessions, 8 clearances.
Corey to extend the margin to 47 points, and he has done just that. Stay with us here, because at the conclusion of this game, we're going to have a real close look at Ryan Crowley and Joel Selwood, and Geelong are going to celebrate big time here, because this was a clash of top 4 sides, both of these teams in really good touch this year, both expected to finish high up on the ladder. Freo will slip out of the top 4 as a result of this loss tonight, you'd think. Pearce. Nice pick up under pressure. Got the handball off, an opportunity at goal here, and that's been kicked by Walters, or has it? Yes, it has. So Walters nails the goal here late for the Fremantle Dockers.
You could hear the umpire saying no. There's Daniel Pearce and Jimmy Bartel.
Man, don't get touched. You don't want to get touched, you don't want to get your uniform dirty.
There, Jimmy just having a few words there.
You don't want to get a touch, you don't want to get your uniform dirty. That's Jimmy's best.
Yeah, Jimmy just...
Walters kicks his third.
I'm not sure what he's suggesting, but they've been having a bit of go at things there, Brian.
What you can derive from that is there's been a lot of chitter-chatter out there tonight between these two mobs. It's been a very intense verbal and physical battle. So Geelong in control once again here. Looking for their 11th win of the year. Kelly around the corner inside 50. Motlop in front, punched away there by Clancy Pearce. Seconds left in this one. Geelong by 41 points.
1 metre!
They're going to beat the highly fancied Fremantle Dockers, who no doubt...
What's happened to our clock, Bristol?
I've got the game to mix it with the best. Yeah, it's disappeared. I'm not sure whether it's going to expire or not, but it is strange. There it is. Geelong win a very intense battle here at Simmons Stadium. Let's get down to Cameron Link.
It's BT, I've got Alan Christensen with me. Well, Bundy, that was just a really great, solid win against a quality team. You no doubt got yourselves up for this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a big focus during the week, the defensive side of our game, and I think we did it for 4 quarters for the first time in a long time. So, yeah, it's been really good.
Your performance yourself was absolutely fantastic. Did you really take it upon yourselves as a few of the younger guys to lead the team and not just leave it up to the likes of Joel and Corey Enright and these types?
Yeah, we spoke during the week that it's not about young and old anymore. It's about a group together, and I think we showed that tonight, and hopefully that's the benchmark for the rest of the year.
Well, you were sensational, mate. Well done tonight. Great work.
Cameron Link down there. And, of course, Duffield off early with that injury as well. There's Joel Selwood. He did meet Ryan Crowley. Very fleeting handshake it was, one of those quickies.
Lingy's got him down there, I think, BT.
Well, we got the few stitches in the cheek. It was a great battle with Ryan Crowley all night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's a respectable tagger and he does it the right way, I think. And, mate, I just really good by our boys tonight. Really proud of them.
Can I ask, we saw you chatting away all night. What's the sort of stuff that gets said between a player and a tagger?
I think you know best, probably. You're one of the best. But, no, I mean, I respect him and, yeah, I think that he does better right way.
You must have been really pleased, able to, especially after half-time, just able to dominate the ball in your half of the ground and just continually create scoring opportunities against a team that usually does that to the opposition.
Yeah, that's it. I reckon we set up pretty well. I mean, our forward 50 entries probably told in the second half that we had in our half a fair bit of the time, and we just set up really well behind and we were able to keep it in there.
Going nice up that cheek, mate. Looks a bit nasty. Great work, mate.
Joel Selwood down there with Cameron Ling. Stay with us. On the other side of the break, we're going live into the Geelong rooms to belt out the song. The Cats beating the Fremantle Dockers tonight, and the song on the other side of the break. Coming up on the post-match show, we'll speak live with tonight's winning coach, plus Richo and Lingy have all of the fallout covered from inside both teams' rooms. We'll cross to Footy Central, where Baz has the wrap of today's action. Sam Lane rejoins the panel, the doc is all over the injuries, and we take a look at the best marks and goals of the round so far. Excitement and emotion here tonight as Chris Scott and Andrew Mackey head down inside the Geelong rooms. We're about to belt out the song. Geelong have defeated Fremantle here by 41 points. Richo?
Yeah, well, it's an absolute belting in the end. Over 100 more possessions. I think Lingy's about to join them here. Stock standard one there from Geelong after a pretty intense battle here. It sets up a great game Saturday night footy next week against the mighty Hawks, and there are the final scores. Yeah, massive win to Geelong, and they dominated all areas of the game. 28 more inside 50, 60 more contested possessions. Ross Lyon would not be happy with that, and Geelong move into second spot on the ladder now. Alan Christensen, BT, he had his best numbers of his career, 36 disposals. Tomahawk, Joel Corey and Motlop a couple of goals each, and Daniel Pearce 24, and Walters 3 goals for the Dockers. Yeah, Ryan Crowley not mentioned in any of those stats there, but had a big battle tonight with Joel Selwood. How did you see it, Richo? Well, I think I saw it how Joel Selwood said after the game. I thought he did the job fairly. He did it hard but fair. He didn't let Selwood get any space whatsoever, only the 14 disposals, and he was able to get 16 himself. He put up with a lot of Geelong players coming up to him all night, but it was a fair effort, and Joel Selwood said that after the game. So number one tagger in the game's got another scalp tonight, BT. He has, and he plays it tough and hard, and he uses all of the little tools in his artillery to get a win, doesn't he? Yeah, and Ross Lyon talked about him in the pre-game show. He wasn't happy with some of the reports during the week, and he let that be known. What about Doc? He's down in the rooms tonight, and he's enjoying the fact that you're not there. Yes. And he's down there at the moment with the coach of the Fremantle Dockers, Ross Lyon.
Ross, thanks for coming to talk to us. Trip to Geelong's always a formidable task for everybody, and getting off to a good start usually helps. It wasn't such a good start tonight.
Oh, no, we had plenty of opportunities, 13 entries all, but slaughtered some opportunities. They were really efficient. I thought our second quarter was positive, and then we got monstered after half-time. So, yeah, ground ball, I think it was minus 43, contestable minus 60. So from there, that's the review. It was an easy kill, pretty painless. So put on the table, and well, we've got plenty of work to do from here. You know, I thought Ryan Crowley was terrific on Selwood. He was one of our few four-quarter performers, really.
Yeah, there was obviously a lot of focus before the match on Ryan. I mean, the crowd obviously gave it to him a fair bit, but you happy with the job he did?
Well, they're pretty intelligent down here, so that's all good. Yeah, no, really pleased. I think he's placed on a lot of scrutiny. He's got great character, goes about it the right manner, plays on great players, and I've got nothing but admiration for Ryan.
Well, thanks for your time tonight, Ross. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Very cool, Ross Lyon down there. He was happy with the job Ryan Crowley did, and so he should be.
Yeah, he did the job. He couldn't have got any more out of his game, Ryan Crowley. Fortunately, Christensen and a lot of other players got off the leash tonight.
Doc down there looking $1 million, which we love to see. Hey, the Mars work, rest and play, Richo. What have you come up with tonight, the rest?
Well, our worker is Jimmy Bartell. Didn't have his biggest night, Jimmy, but as always, pretty efficient with the ball. Went forward and kicked a goal, got down back and helped out a little bit as well. We know how good he is overhead, probably one of the best marking midfielders of the last 10 years. Got his hands dirty as well. Rest, well, they may have a look at this one. I didn't think there was too much in it. It was one of those slinging type tackles that went up a little bit high and got Stokes in the jaw. Stokes did go off the ground, so they may have a look at that. And this man can play. Alan Christensen, he's gone to another level this year. 36 disposals tonight. He gets it inside and outside, 18 contested possessions, but he can do this, get it on the run and uses the footy well. 8 clearances. He's an absolute gun, Alan Christensen.
He was indeed. What did you think of the little incident we saw in the game involving Joel Corey with the trip or the accidental trip on Daniel Pearce?
Well, as we've said earlier, it's just a reactionary sort of thing, instinct. You don't mean to do it, but unfortunately it doesn't look good, and they don't like those trips at the tribunal, so they may look at that. Joel Corey probably didn't have any intent. It was an instinct, but unfortunately it didn't look too good.
All right, well, time to go to Footy Central. I believe Basil Zemplis is standing by. Baz, we welcome you. Chris got in the box tonight, plenty of emotion, as you can see from these pictures. Happy with that decision, and eventually they got home by 41 points tonight. He is down in the rooms with our own Cameron Ling.
Well, Scotty, we saw a little bit of fire in the box from you tonight, but you'd have to be happy with the effort, able to really shut Fremantle down and beat them at their own game.
Yeah, we've had the accusation levelled at us that we're poor defensively, and that stings, and it should sting. 10th or 11th in the comp for scores against is not good enough in our book. So when it had the potential to be a pretty dour affair, and I think if we had converted a bit better in front of goal, it might not have been so dour. But to limit their scoring the way we did, probably a few really bad turnovers was, the only issue there. We thought it was a pretty good performance.
That third quarter in particular, keeping them to just the one entry in a quarter of footy, almost your best defensive quarter of the entire year.
Yeah, definitely this year. Yeah, I mean, we've subtly changed some parts of our game style. We've got some new personnel in there. To some level, we're prepared to accept a tiny little bit of inconsistency, but we've been more than a tiny bit inconsistent with our defensive pressure and execution of the way we want to play. So tonight was a step forward.
Now, Scotty, we've got our Toyota open mic question for the night from Max in Geelong. The question was wanting to know a little bit more about Dawson Simpson. Where's he been and how good's he going to be?
Well, we've got high hopes for Dawson. He's 208 centimetres. He's been on our list for a long time, but he's missed 2 pre-seasons in a row with consecutive bouts of back surgery. So he hasn't really had a good run at it, but we're optimistic that he can be that genuine big number 1 ruckman. Hasn't played a lot of footy. At a guess, this would have been his 6th or 7th game tonight. But I think more than just Dawson, we've got the potential to have a well-rounded group of ruckmen that will play regularly.
And a great contest coming up next week. Everybody loves the Geelong Hawks clash. The boys will get themselves up well and truly for that one.
I think they'll be up, but I think everyone knows the Hawks will be up as well. So looking forward to another really good contest.
Well done, Scotty. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Ling.